Oh, come on. Where's my phone? Awesome. Hello, everyone. Give me a second. Much is a sweetie. Okay. Let's see who all's here. We have. Whoops. Let me get this over here set. Reachable. Hello. Yeah, BST's day. Tess, Modesta, hello. Twin, hello. Cheryl Delaney, hello. Lynn Browder, hello. Lilac Llama, hello. I was first, just pointing that out. Reachable. Judy, West Virginia, hello. Spirit Wolf, hello. Greggy, my future ex-husband, hello. Let's see. Free samples. Hello. Twin Mrs. Zombie. Hello. Or as I like to affectionately call her, Mrs. Monster. Todd B. Hello. Let's see. Vintage Gal. Hello. Crystal Smith. Hello. Jen Jen. Hello. All right. How is everyone doing? Oh, God. I literally just got up like a half hour ago. I had to take me a nap today. Couldn't help it. Yeah. Oscar was at the door meowing to see the fireflies and fight grasshoppers. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, Captain Napton, hello. How is everyone? Yeah, I was a little busy today, and I guess I was just too charged up to fall asleep, and I finally fell asleep about I don't know about 9:30. Been going through a lot, Les. Don't know. Lisa told you, honey. I know. I wasn't going to ask any questions because I saw the post. I wasn't going to ask any questions, but I do know, and I'm sorry. Regional slept the entire day. A special hat. Oh, it glitters, but I'm hoping Art to come in here. Lisa, hello. Intense, hello. So, I guess I could go out and get either the blue or the red one. Probably the red one. Art just texted me about. Thanks, Les. I appreciate it. I know, Jen. I'm just trying to be respectful, but I do know. I think I wrote you in cinema. I thought I did. Crystal, a week from today, I will be in AC. All right. I understand, Jen. Todd B, hello. All right, let me get over my art. He just texted me. In my sinuses. Oh my God. Today, oh, they just will not leave me alone. Just booked my second vacation in Las Vegas, baby. Oh my God. I'm going to Vegas September 3rd to October 7th. In Atlantic City, that's in Jersey. I thought so. Well, Pierre called him. I have no idea. I have no idea. Peter does. I do not know who Peter is. I have no idea. If he calls, if he has time, he will. Thank you, Jen Jen. I need to go out and get my hat that you got me. It says the Queen or Queen. I had it on the other day. Intense, what's so wrong, honey? Why are you so bummed? Bye, cutie. Hello. I'm listening in, but also listening to a reaction to one of my new favorite songs. Okay. Oh, it's been a very bad day. Oh. Rachel was like, oh, it's her birthday Saturday. Ms. Zombie said, I missed you, Les. I've been busy all weekend helping my mom and dad move. They finally got a house after living in a small trailer for the last 17 years. Well, good for them. That is for sure. Grizzle said, I'll be 60. Awesome. My nose keeps itching right there on the side, right there. Regional's going to be 21 plus 21 years. Might have to seek professional help. Oh, intense. My mom has driven me crazy. Oh, and that's what they're good for. I'm telling you. All right, I did think. All right, Art is in the shower. I'm as old as my daughter. Yeah, it is. I know a little bit about it, but didn't sorry to hear that. But if that we need to do it, huh? Yeah. Crystal Smith says, "Yeah, I need help too. I'm 60, but I think I'm 40, and your body knows it's 90. That's my problem." I took some videos today. I might redo. Well, I'm definitely going to redo one of them. Maybe two of them. The one was just my honest reaction, so I can't redo that. But let me tell you a little bit about it. I had to go to Walmart, fill my prescription. Oh, yeah, y'all. I went to the hospital last night for my butt, okay? And so I'm sitting there. Well, I get there because I go at like 3 o'clock in the morning. So I get there. There's no one in the parking lot. Stacy's Rainbow. Stacy's Sparkling Heart. Hello. Stacy, I am good. Thank you. Thank you. How are you doing? Did you get your mom and dad's cats all fed and spent, or your dad's cats all fed and spent time with them? Because, you know, some people think cats are people too. They are. I'm not gonna lie. My mom's got a Maine Coon cat. Ugh, easy for me to talk tonight. I just went through something horrifying. I'm seeking professional help. Also, sometimes we can't do it on our own. Exactly. Yes. Denise Lynn, hello. Anyway, my mom's Maine Coon cat. That thing, I just love him. I do. Can't help it. Well, I got some. Where's our deco? He just jumped in the shower. He texted me. So he said he got no notification I was live or anything. So, honey, that ain't no excuse. You better be looking. And sometimes I oversleep. But let's talk about cats. That's enough cat talk. Well, anyway, I wish I had my video camera. Because, well, of course, they won't let me take it back in the ER. I go in there and I have a picture of my sore on my butt. Okay. I said, I don't know how to describe this. You know, I was like, I need a picture. Tess says, since I had a bad PMO, so I say his generous right now, but he gets some. But he's everything is so. I'm in the room where I'm sleeping, being with y'all. Oh, that's sweet, Tess. So I get to see into the ER and there's nobody in the parking lot. I was like, slow night, 3 o'clock in the morning. I love it. Usually they're packed. I asked our nurse, I said, slow night tonight. And she's like, yeah, usually we're packed on Mondays. And I said, well, I'm here. So I go in and I go up to the registration desk and I said, hi, how are you? And she says, hi, I'm fine. How are you? I said, I'm fine. And she just looked at me and I said, I need to see somebody. Just when you stop talking about cats, now we're talking about Liz's butt. Yo, you guys, you should see the sore on this butt. I wish I could show it. Well, anyway. Oh, yeah, I guess I can. Now that I think about it, I guess I can show it. Well, anyway. So the triage nurse is there, and 2 nurse techs are there, and the receptionist, and that's all that's in there. So I start giving her my information, and I said, I have this thing, and I'm on my phone. And I said, I had a picture taken of it, and I said, I don't know how to describe it. So I blew it up, and I said, I looked at next to me, are you the nurse? And the guy, and there's a cute guy. I forget his name. He's really nice, though. He's really cute. I wish I got a picture of him. He says, no, I am. And I said, oh, well, then, the camera. I've been told all day. I was like, I can't believe you showed that. I was like, well, I didn't know how to describe it. So I said, no, I wish it was a boil. No. I said, I don't know. How would you describe this? And I showed the picture to him. And he went, and the tech that was beside him looked at him and went, oh. And I asked the lady taking all my information, you can show it, but you'll get a 90-day YouTube ban. No, I won't. Yeah. Trust me, because I'll blow it up and just see the sore. So she says, no, thank you. So the triage nurse comes around the desk. We just walk straight back in there. Triage, he asked me all my questions and everything, and then they walked me back to my room. I would have been in and out there in 25 minutes, folks. I am not kidding you. What took forever was me getting out of there. Well, anyway, so so I go back there, and I'm just sitting, waiting, and next thing you know, it was something like, I don't know, maybe like 8 minutes later, and I'm trying to Skype all this because I want somebody to see this shit, and I had no service in the ER. I was so pissed, none. So the doc comes in and says, "What's the matter?" And I said, "Well," I said, "I got this thing on my butt and it hurts." He said, "How's it been going on?" You know, the usual question. "Oh, about a week." Well, I said, and the nurse was there and the doctor was there, and I said, "Well, I have pneumonia, folks, so here we go." So I drop trowel, I lay on my stomach, and the doctor looks at it. Um, I had an abscess on my stomach. They had to lance it. It hurt like hell. Well, this is already leaking. It's leaking on its own. And so he said, "There's nothing for me to lance or anything." He said, "It's already leaking." And I said, "Yeah, I know. Trust me." And so he told me, he said, he says, "I hurt when I push on it." And I said, he said, "What's the pain level?" And I said, "Well, it doesn't really hurt till I sit for a while." And I said, "It's about a 2, but I like pain." And the nurse just laughed. I said, "It doesn't bother me." And so he's pushing on it and he's talking to me. And I said, "No, I really don't feel a whole lot as far as one area that's really, um, that's good that it's doing it on its own." Yeah. I said, "I don't have one area where there's intense pain until now." He swabbed up underneath there, didn't warn me nothing. It hurt like a bitch. Let's live stream next time going to the dog with Les. It hurt like a bitch there for a second. And I went, my eyes got wide. And he giggled a little bit. And he says, "Well," he said, "we're going to take a culture." He asked me what kind of antibiotics. I can only take few. There's only a few, like 2 or 3 antibiotics I can take. And I'm allergic to all penicillins. I'm allergic to all mycins, clindamycin, erythromycin, you name it. So they had me on Bactrim and Keflex. He said, "It's already draining, so I'm supposed to sit in the tub 3 times a day. It was the hottest water I can stand." Okay. So he said, "We're going to bandage it up, and I'm going to give you Keflex and Bactrim." And he said, "You ever had MRSA before?" And I was like, "What? No." He said, "Well, we're going to get the tests to show which strain." But I'm like, "How the fuck?" I said, he said, "How did it start?" And I said, "I felt like I got a cut, but it's on my butt." And he says, "Well, you can tell." Rennie, hello. Eric, hello. Carolyn, hello. So I was like, it felt like a cut, but how can you get a cut on your butt? I said, "I don't recall backing into anything or nothing like that." He said, "Well," he said, "you can tell it's been bigger." He said, "It's smaller." Um, and, but yeah, he said, "Just sit in the tub 3 times a day is hottest water you can stand." And, so he said, "We'll be back, Benji. We'll start you out with antibiotics and I'll give you a prescription." I said, "Okay, that's fine." So I'm laying there on this gurney thing with my ass up in the air, okay, totally exposed to the world. No sheet, no cover, no nothing. When you're finished with the story, I have a question. Okay. So I'm laying there waiting to be bandaged. So I'm laying there, and about 5 minutes later, this nurse tech comes in. Right? It was the same one that saw the picture of my ass to begin with. So she comes in, she knocks. I said, "Yeah." She comes in, she goes, "Oh my God." I said, "Honey, it's all right. You can like what you're looking at. I don't care." No, I said, "Honey, it's all right." I said, "Modesty's out the window. You can look. Go ahead." She said, no, 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 that's okay. And she said, we were told you to get you ready. And I said, well, the doctor said he's going to come and bandage me. And I said, if he didn't suggest it, I was going to demand it, put a bandage on. Because I said, I ain't sitting on this shit raw. Not at all. So, so she said, okay, let me go see. So she goes back with another nurse. And the nurse is like, I said, I know. So they're down there playing with my butt. And I'm sitting there thinking, if this was any other situation, I'd be like, hey. But did they cut it open, Les? No, it's already leaking. As a matter of fact, okay, you guys, I'm gonna try to show you a picture of it. Warning: this is not for the faint of heart. I have no idea how this started. I have no idea where it's going. Let's see. All right. Where is it? Where is it? All right. Okay. Boom, boom. Whoop. Okay, guys. And just think, this got smaller. Okay. Speaking with, hello, you. All right, I had one. Stop my leg. I had one slice of it. Oh, I've had a couple, but they put a drain. They put a drain in. Show me I love gross stuff. I'm getting ready. No, because it's already leaking. Trust me, it's already leaking. Billy Lala, hello. Okay, guys, here we go. All right, you ready? This is what it looks like. You can see how red and raw it is around the middle of it, but okay. Whoops. You see it? Or maybe that's better. Lusty, hello. Yeah. Yep. So yeah, that's what. And it was, and that's smaller than what it was. So no, it's not staff. Whatever it was, it busted, and that mashed potatoes. I wish. Oh, trust me, I would do wash. Yes, I do wash, and I go to the bathroom and I got my washcloths. Because that's in a very weird area. And start out with just a cut. It started out with just, I don't even know how I got the cut. No, it's not a boil. Oh, tool shed infection. Yeah, but yeah, trust me, because it's, when I go to the bathroom, it's like a process because I gotta keep that clean. That's too. But I went and got bandages and stuff. I think it was cool. Try sitting on it. But I went and got bandages and stuff that will cover it, and it'll soak up everything that's leaking, and but it'll keep all the wetness out. So, um, how did you finally figure out you had a big infection there? Hello, did you have to look in the mirror and then say, "Holy damn"? Yeah, I went to the hospital. Yeah, well, no, because I couldn't sit one day, and I was like, "What the hell?" I said, my ass is hurting me. I was like, what the hell? And then, yeah. Yeah, it's on my left butt cheek near the right near the crack. Yeah. How until they think it heals? Well, I've been sitting on this for just over a week, and I'm taking my antibiotics now. So, I mean, as a matter of fact, I got my next dose at 2. Who took the pick? Um, it has got to hurt. That's what I've been sitting on. I'm actually sitting on a pillow, and it's all padded up. The wound. That's how I've been able to sit. I was wondering that. Well, yeah, poor Les. You were real pain. Bless you. There was a couple days. That's why I couldn't eat. He asked me. He said, "Did you have a fever or anything?" And did you get sick? And I said, "Well, I don't know if I had a fever. I never really do." But I said there was a couple days I just could not eat. I tried and it just wasn't working. So that offered the picked a rechargeable jackrabbit and sent Anderson. This fun question is, how much do you see sell your new ones for? I don't think I have any more jackrabbits. I don't. I have very few left. Thank you, Vintage Gal. Intense, stay here with us and talk. Kenneth the Kentucky fam, hello. How you doing, honey? You want those donut cushion things and stuff? No, because I had to put my butt cheek in the hole. Liz, did you get tetanus shot? I get them at the doctor's, so I'm already good for that. I'm on a pillow. I'm on a pillow right now. Believe it or not. But it just started out. I told him, I said, it felt like a cut. I mean, I was like, seeing as after this stream, I'm going to soak the toe with a pot infused bath bomb. Uh, you can talk to us, Intense. It's anonymous. Yeah, Intense is a really nice guy. Intense, do me a favor. Call me tomorrow evening. Lisa's always paying attention to that kid on my time. What is your problem, Lisa? I can't wait for it to get on here because I came across something which, I'm everywhere. And if there is, are you on my YouTube Messenger? Because I'll give you, well, call the number that's given out in the room, and then I'll give you my real number. I hope he does. Talk. Oh yeah, by the way, all my meds are taken in case anybody wants to know, except for my antibiotics and stuff I got. But I thought it was funny, that reaction. Like I said, I would have been in and out in total from the time of walking in the door and walking out 25 minutes. But good God, I waited over a half hour to get the hell out of there. I was like, what's taking so long? You guys are dead. This is funny when you asked Lisa about her baby. I know. Never tried a bath bomb with pop before. I hope it works. I am out of weed and edibles. When can you get some more, Carolyn? I hate seeing anybody in pain. I'm doing okay. Nice, says Kenneth. Good. Well, anyway, did not know that had pot bath bombs. Learn something new every day. Can't wait for Art to come in here because I came across a little bit of information about a subject that he likes. So, and my it fucking takes forever. They were dead. There was no one there. No one there. They had two people other than me. They probably did a coin toss. See, no, that one tech, and then she brought in another nurse, and they were talking. I was like, and what I showed you, it actually shrunk because it's leaking. But they figured about a week it'll be healed up. So, oh, okay. I just got a message from ours. Send the link. That's my boy or my girl, whatever. Daggone it. Hey guys, I gotta get. Twitter. Is Rennie still in here? You know, I'm still getting DMs, people asking me, were you hacked? I'll be in this bitch tonight. Yeah. Since I can't find my cell phone. Oh, crap. Oh, can you give us a hint on subject? Yeah, this is why I have the white hat on tonight. It has to do with the crystal skulls. I was just looking for something else, and because I'm one of those, you have to keep my attention. So, I guess you could say I could have been ADD. I guess I don't know. Because I can think of four things at once. I need this chat to help calm me down. Bashful Dame, hello. Bashful, you want to come up on panel? All right. Let me get this because take a deep breath. You know, this girl. I can't believe I had a mod in here who was Lisa, who's usually Johnny on the spot. Did not catch that. Kathy Rebuilds, hello. Skeeter, you guys, Skeeter Jerkins, Bashful Dame, do you want up on panel? Skeeter Jerkins, you guys, has an opportunity to go out for an audition for a movie in California. And well, I think I'll tell them listen. Oh, Carolyn. Well, anyway, Lisa, if you'll put a link to whatever his thing is, you guys, Skeeter Jerkins has a chance to go to California for a movie role. He just needs a little bit of help getting out there. So if Lisa wants to put the link to his thingy, go ahead. D Car, hello. Hello. Pizza. My ass is doing much better. Thank you.
Les, I love that you showed your ass to your viewers. I think that's beautiful.
I try to share everything that I can.
You have a sexy ass, Les. A sexy ass.
No. That was just. Oh, so what's
Les,
up? What's up?
there's a rumor. Did the smoking cause your ass problem, Les? Please let me know.
No, it didn't.
Okay, good, Les. I don't want to see you smoke, sweetie. Les, where's our Deco?
He is on his way. He's on his way.
Okay, that's good, Les. Les, what is the topic of tonight's show? It says BS Tuesday. What does that mean?
It's Bullshit Tuesday. We're just talking
I
bullshit.
love it, Les.
Yes.
I love it.
So we're going to be covering.
Les, I have to compliment you.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, Les. You're going to be covering what, Les?
Hold on a second. Lisa, can you get that dude out of here talking about faggots and homosexuals and shit?
Who's that? Who's making comments like that?
Some asshole, some troll in the room.
Troll! Go fuck yourself, troll. Thank you. Les, sweetie, that hat you're wearing, I love it. It's like, it reminds me of Diane Keaton and Annie Hall.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she wore a black one, though. But yeah. Yes.
Diane Keaton was a coup.
I like Diane Keaton.
I love her acting.
Yeah, I like Diane Keaton.
Although I will never understand what she saw in Woody Allen. I don't understand the dynamic there.
I don't know what anyone sees in Woody Allen.
Woody Allen is a very sad man, and I believe his daughter, who claims that he sexually abused her, I believe her 100%, Les.
No, so do I. So do I.
Well, let's see if Woody Allen is able to distribute his next film, because I don't see that happening. The film is already in the can, Les, but I don't think they're going to find a distributor for it due to all of these allegations.
Well, you know, that's honestly and truthfully, it's about time that everything came out. I mean, come on.
Well, Les, it doesn't help when some actors in his films are claiming that they'll never work with him again. They're going public with that. That is not going to help his reputation at all.
That is right. That I forgot about that. Yeah, they are. There's quite a few that came out and said they would never work with him again.
Well, let me say this, Les. In the next movie that's supposed to come out, Timothy Chalamet. Are you familiar with Timothy Chalamet? He was in that movie, that gay movie, Call Me By Your Name. It received critical acclaim last year, Les. He got nominated for an Oscar. He is supposed to be in Woody Allen's next movie, and he's saying that he'll never work with Woody Allen again. Oh my God, Les, it's crazy.
Well, that's what it gets for being an ally. He was always a weird character. Always. I don't understand. Like
very sad man. Very sad.
Mm-hmm. You know, just like with.
Although, Les, I do have to say, he's a brilliant filmmaker, Les. Brilliant filmmaker.
Yeah, but at what cost?
This is true, Les. Les, if I'm going to recommend a Woody Allen film to your viewers, I would pick Hannah and Her Sisters. I love that movie.
Hannah's good. Hannah's good.
Mia Farrow was hot back in the day.
Oh yeah, she was. Yes, she was. I remember.
The men that she had.
I think the first movie I saw her in was, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't she the one in Rosemary's Baby?
She was absolutely the one in Rosemary's Baby.
Okay,
she had that pixie haircut.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the first movie I ever seen her in.
She was hot back in the day, And she even was married to Frank Sinatra for a brief period of time. Can you believe that, Les?
No.
Yes, I think she was married to Frank Sinatra for a couple years.
I did not know that. You learned something new.
And then he divorced her, Les, because she was supposed to make a movie with him, but she was filming Rosemary's Baby at the time, and it went into overproduction. So she couldn't get out of that film. And he said, well, either you choose between me or that movie. And she stuck with the movie, and Frank Sinatra divorced her because of that.
Jeez. I did not know that.
If Frank didn't get his way, then forget it. All hell would break loose, Les.
Damn.
Thank you. But your hat reminds me of Diane Keaton and Annie Hall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got a blue one and a red one. This white one.
Les, are you there?
Yes.
Les.
Yes.
I'm losing you again, Les.
Not again.
Les, I'll have to call you back. I lost you again.
Okay. Okay. Lusty Peter's some guy that's just been calling in for the past few weeks, and the room just grown to love him.
Hello, Les.
Hey, Art.
How are you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm okay. Just got out of the shower. I'm putting lotion on my body.
Aw. This is Pizza. Pizza.
Les, I don't know what the fuck keeps happening. I lose you.
I don't know why that is.
Yeah, well, these things happen, Les. Hello, Arteco.
Hello, Pizza. How are you?
I'm fine, Arteco. How are you?
I am hanging in there. Hanging in there.
Arteco, listen to me. Hanging in there is good. It's fine. I'm hanging in there too. What are you going to do, Arteco? It's fine. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. I'd like to give you a little more trivia. I was talking about Mia Farrow, Woody Allen, all that shit, Les. Les, were you a Beatles fan?
A little, yeah.
Okay, there's a song called Dear Prudence. And that song was written for Mia Farrow's sister, Prudence.
Was it? You learn something new every day.
Yeah. That's a little trivia for the kids. I love useless information, Les. I love it. I thrive on useless information. Art Deco, I thrive on useless information.
That's why I do useless. That's why I do useless knowledge.
Useless knowledge is good. You should have a useless knowledge show once a week, Les.
I usually do. I've been with learning. I was training for a couple weeks for this job, and at first it was, and then when I started working, I think it was last Wednesday or Thursday, it was actually when I really started working, and then I was having a problem with the programs and their setup and this and that. And now that I'm starting to get the hang of it, I can, how do I want to put it? Devote more time to what I usually do on here. I just had to get over that hump. So.
I understand it, Les. It's corporate bureaucracy. It's bullshit. I get it. It's nonsense, Les.
Yeah, but, I have to make some extra money somehow.
I understand it. Les, how's that theme song coming along? Has anyone been working on it, Les? Art Deco, have you been working on her theme song?
No, that's not my job.
That's not his job. I haven't been.
You know whose job? It's Chris's job. Tell Chris to get on his fucking ass and get busy on that theme song, goddammit.
Oh, trust me, we are. We're going to get together on that. Right now, I've just been so busy.
Les, and I want to see once a week a cooking segment, live cooking segment with Les.
I don't
and
know.
Art Deco can provide commentary.
Oh.
I would love to see that.
I don't know if I can do that live, but I certainly can record it.
Les, it would be brilliant. Art Deco, don't you think that would be hysterical?
I think that would be amazing.
I've actually done it before.
Live?
Les, you should do it again.
Yeah, I've actually.
And
I baked a cake live, blindfolded, or decorated it blindfolded.
Oh,
I
I would love to see that, Les.
forget which one it is. I need to start putting in the titles what we talk about, so that way people can find it. But yeah, I baked a cake and I decorated it as a challenge. I decorated it blindfold live. I made bacon and eggs live. I bake all the time live.
Yes, let's face it. If you can show pictures of your butt, like you just did a little while ago, you should easily be able to cook on air. Don't you agree, Art Deco?
I fix myself something to eat a lot on live. Usually microwavable.
That's what I was gonna say. That's not microwavable.
More of that.
Yeah, well, we can do that.
It takes a lot of courage to show your butt crack on live YouTube. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah. For educational purposes.
It was for educational purposes. Let everybody know.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
It was revolutionary, Les. Les, you've reached a new level of kookiness. I love it. Continue to show pictures of your butt.
Oh my God. Okay.
Listen, Les, when you do your cooking segment, you can always have Bashful or whatever her name is talk about the myths of global warming. So, that can, if you need to throw her into the mix, she can talk about whatever lame theories she has.
Oh, I tell you what, I like me some Bashful. I really do. And come to find out,
I just think I like her.
Come to find out, my little cohort next to me here, Art Deco, eggs her on to egg me on.
Yep.
I like that approach, Les. I think Art Deco should continue doing that.
Yes.
Art likes to see me mad. He likes to see me riled up.
People are going to watch.
Yeah, Art likes to see me riled up.
And I support Art Deco in continuing to do that, Les.
Bet you do.
So does everyone else in chat.
So does everyone else in chat.
Of course! Art Deco knows exactly what to do. He's a master. He's a master manipulator. I love it.
Yes.
Yeah, between him and
Bashful. Bashful's a different story. I like Bashful.
Yeah, between him and Bashful, I ain't got a snowball's chance in hell. That's for sure.
Bashful needs to see that Al Gore movie, An Inconvenient Truth. She needs to be enlightened, Les. An Inconvenient Truth.
You hear that? And Lisa's just said, I like...
There was a sequel.
Lisa just popped us. I like pissing Liz off, too. Yes, she does.
Of course she does. Les, your hair looks so puffy tonight. I fucking love it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Some nights it's all wet and I don't know, but tonight it's got body, it's got bounce. I think it's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, it's getting long. Yeah.
Well, listen, Les. I love you, Art Deco. I love you. You guys are fucking brilliant.
Thank you. Love you.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure seeing you guys. You're great. And Bashful, I love you too, sweetie.
Yeah, I gotta send her the link so she come up on panel.
But well, guys, have a great show. Love you all. And
bye, Peter.
Bye. Hello, everybody in chat. Sending everyone lots of love.
Let's see, Jenny Henson. Hello. I know there's somebody else that came in. Wendy, hello. Somebody else came in. I thought there was. Parrot World, hello. Liz was proud of that as. Dan, just not feeling it tonight. Oh, poor Intense.
What's wrong with Intense?
He's just had a bad day.
Mm, I've been
He
there.
doesn't speak the Queen's English with that potty mouth. Joe Sanderson, hello. All right, let me send the link to. All right. Oh, there she is. Yeah, you missed my butt pic art. It's kind of gross.
Oh, I replayed it. I saw it.
Oh gosh, art.
Yes.
You get. Oh, I guess Greg was trying to ask Art, did you get the text?
Yes, honey, I did. I was going to text you back, but I don't know. What is wrong with your phone? Do you get my messages or do you not get my messages? Let me know.
Roberta Simons, hello. Oh, you want to see the butt pic? Okay, I gotta do a replay of the butt pic for educational purposes only, folks.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Since replacement. Art, I was going around looking for shit, and I came across some that it's on a subject that you like, actually.
Oh,
And
okay.
um,
Is it big and fat? Long and girthy?
no,
Thick
sorry.
and juicy?
I'm sorry, nope.
Okay.
Well, anyway, okay, you guys, where is when you show the pic? I'm getting ready to show it again. Um, Tiffany C, hello. All right, where's Reachable at? Are you in here? Okay, they are. All right, you guys, this is for educational purposes, and don't let things go this long. And you can actually see around the white where it's red and raw. All right, here we go. Okay, here we go. It's gross. Warning to the room.
It looks like cum.
No, well, it's not. Whoop. All right, there. What is it? They don't know. Although he did stick that swab in there, and
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Do you know what it is?
he said something about MRSA, but I don't think so because they haven't called back yet. So, Les, please tell me that you've had that. Oh yeah, I went to the Pig Dog. Hello, I went to the hospital like 3 o'clock this morning or yesterday morning, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I went and had it looked at.
Does it feel better, at
Is that the
least?
one on your booty? Yeah, that's the one on my booty. $10. It's MRSA. He said something about that, and then they said they got to know what strain it is. I'm
At
like,
least
what?
it's not
Oh,
chlamydia.
no, I don't have any.
That's better at least.
No, I have nothing like that. I don't even know how the fuck that even got there.
Hello,
I
everyone.
see it all the time. Pride Fest for LGBTQ, super big deal because small southern town such and I want to take 10-year-old goddaughter. Acceptable or too soon? Too soon. If it's anything like ours in Columbus, they're gonna be naked people and everything. Yeah, they give me 2 different types of antibiotics. Hello, Bashful.
Hello, how are you doing?
I am doing good. Thank
Good.
you.
You doing good tonight, Art?
Hello, Bashful. How are you, sweetheart?
I'm good.
Good, I'm glad.
So, Bashful has a hot voice. How old is she? Just curious. She's 92.
I sound great for a 92-year-old that smokes, right?
Yeah, damn straight.
Oh, that's one reason I want to quit smoking so bad, because I have some family members that have smoked for a really long time, and they just don't sound very good. They got some awful raspy voices.
I know the feeling. Columbus Pride is awesome, says Mrs. Zombie. Amy Mahoney, hello. What have you been up to these days? Me? Not much going in here these days. Too hot to do anything. Well, hello, Amy Mahoney. Oh, that's what I'm worried about, but all the super huge companies in our area is supporting it and sponsoring, so I'm not sure. Like I said, if it's anything like the Columbus one. Billy Lala said if it's like ours, I wouldn't. They can get dirty. Yeah, they do.
Oh yeah, there's like
They do.
orgy right in the center.
Oh, yeah.
At least here in Cali.
How old am I really, Les? Do you remember?
Huh?
But how old am I really?
33.
I wish.
I don't
was gonna say,
remember.
I was gonna say 32.
No, I'm 42.
That was close.
42.
Yeah.
Oh. All right.
So
Okay.
what's going on with Lisa?
I'll let her tell.
I know, that's what I'm Lisa, get your ass in here. Please.
Yeah,
Well,
come vent to us.
busy with other stuff.
And what's going on with Skeeter?
Skeeter has a chance to be in a movie. And he has a chance to try out for a movie in California. He just needs a little bit of help getting there.
Nice.
That's cool.
It is. He deserves it.
So she is kind of busy between two things. And
Last thing I knew, she was changing a diaper.
well, no, it's more than that. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway. Oh, he's not going to make it to the audition list. He posted on Twitter. Oh. Okay, well then disregard.
Okay, never mind.
Okay, never mind.
There's something better out there for him then.
Yes.
It happened for a reason.
Well, anyway, Art, I was looking around stuff, blah blah blah, and I came across something that it has to do with the crystal skulls.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You mean the crystal skulls from like Indiana Jones?
Well, actually, yeah.
You mean they're real?
Well,
in a sense, yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm correct.
Yep.
Anyone that's ever had them, they have went, I believe, insane.
Well, that's what they're saying. You know,
Yes.
I just quote what they're saying.
There's a Skeeter on my Peter.
Yeah, I know. I was kind of like ignoring
Sorry,
that.
I couldn't help it. That was so cute.
No, well, I was trying to stay above that. That's all right. That's all right. Well, anyway, so I came across this information, and I thought maybe you might like it. It does have to do with the Indiana Jones movie, believe it or not. The one where we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
That's perfectly polished and everything, okay? And, well, that one is called, and this is why it's called the Temple of Doom. That's called the Skull of Doom. And it's supposedly you know, this is all supposed, folks. That was also the most powerful of all the crystal skulls. You didn't offend.
Yeah, it takes a lot to offend here, honey.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Mrs. Zombie has. Oh, okay, you can.
Whack it off. Ooh.
Oh my God.
Mm.
You're having a
Liz
great
was just worried about Peter's
Lord,
off topic.
hello. No.
Once we get on the Peter talk, we just have a hard time getting off of it.
Oh, well.
Getting off.
We're going to get the topic off.
We're gonna get the topic off.
We're going to shoot it out of the park.
Ooh, shoot it.
God.
So why don't we load this baby up and just see where it goes?
See where it goes.
That's my favorite. Just the tip, yep.
Oh my God.
Okay, so back to the skull. If you can.
If you can.
Oh, I can get back to it. That's no problem. Okay. I'm just continuing.
Yes.
Anywho, well, anyway, I found some interesting little facts about these skulls. So we're going to see. This is on me. What skulls? The crystal skulls. Okay, honey, if you need me, let's just one. Jenny, I have your number.
And that is the actual name? Crystal skulls?
Yeah, the crystal skulls.
Okay.
Jenny, I didn't know I had your number. Where is it?
Lisa, you have my number.
Art has my number, but he never calls.
True, but I text.
Jenny,
And I send you nudes.
how come I don't remember having your number?
Facebook.
Is your name on Facebook different? Queenie Beanie, hello. Yeah, Jenny, I got your number now. I'm seeing that song. 8675309.
So then use it, Lisa. Use it. If you want.
Remember, I sent you a letter. No.
Ooh.
I do not remember. I'll have to look. Is your name different on Facebook? See, if they're not the same as in here, you're going to have to let me know who you are. That's all there is to it. All right. Bashful.
Yes.
Welcome back.
Well, thank you. I had to cough real quick.
Finish up part of the song list. One of the few phone numbers I can remember. Yeah. Well, God, I remember I was in 8th grade when that song came out, and that's all they played. 8th, 9th grade.
You know, I can remember my grandmother's phone number back from when I was a child, but I cannot remember my mother's phone number today because of the stupid cell phone. Like,
my parents have had the same number since they had the crank thing. I mean, they've had it, and every Monday after I moved out and everything, because we used to have pizza night like every Saturday when I was going to school. And then it's like after Cheryl graduated, they stopped doing that and they switched it to Monday nights because it was just mom and dad. And well, anyway, they have the same number. Well, I always remembered our Pizza Hut's number because mom always had me order it for years. So I call her every Monday at a certain time and talk to her. I'm in college, you know, I'm sitting there. She's like, it's so funny because you use the phone and like nobody has respect for you. You know, they just do whatever. Mom's like, what's that? Oh, there's just a fight down the hall. There's no problem, Mom. You know, that kind of thing. Well, she'd say, okay. So every time we would hang up, she's like, all right, order my pizza. So I would have to use my calling card to call the Heath Pizza. I mean the Heath Pizza Hut and order their food every Monday.
Oh, that's sweet that you
Every
did.
Monday while I was going to school, while I was in college, I was like, "You got to be kidding me, right? I'm in another fucking state." Oh God. Well, anyway, Art, I came across this thing, and Bashful, you know nothing about the crystal skulls, or is Art telling you to egg me on? I don't know.
No, I don't really know anything about the crystal skulls at all,
That's a
other than
first.
that they were in that movie, and I didn't watch the movie actually, but
Well, they're literally crystal. They're made of crystal. And I've ordered pizza for someone in the U.S. from New Zealand. Oh my God, Joe, that is awesome. Ouch. Well, anyway, so there's these skulls, and you know what it is? You know why I'm out of sync? I'm not in my jammies.
Oh, you should go change then.
Let me go change into my jammies and let me get in sync because I feel really odd.
okay.
I really do. It's nighttime. I should be in my jammies.
So what's going on, Bashful?
Nothing much. Just gluing some leaves on a vine. I'm trying to be crafty tonight. I'm gluing some leaves on a vine. I'm just trying to be crafty tonight.
Oh, nice. I just finished doing my nails.
I wish I could get my nails to grow, but I'm so hard on them. They break all the time.
Yeah, so am I. I'm always hard on them.
You got beautiful nails.
Okay. See, that didn't take long.
Yeah.
Of course, it didn't travel too far either. Okay. I did. Let's go put your animal pajamas on. Okay, so these skulls, they're all made of crystal, and there's one in the British Museum. There's one in the Paris Museum. There's one at the Smithsonian, and there's one that's privately held. And I don't know where the rest of them are. There's supposed to be 13 total.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they have. I don't think they have 13. Because it said that these crystal skulls, and they're shaped as skulls. They all look different, but the one that everybody loves is actually supposed to be the most powerful one.
Okay, where do they come from?
Well, we don't know.
I mean, okay, so they were.
Well, let me
found. Okay.
Well, let me go through everything. I'm just letting you know what the crystal skulls are.
Okay.
They're said that there's supposed to be 13 of them, and the skulls were actually made to trek across the United States, so people could see them. They're back in their rightful places, and the Skull of Doom, which is what they made, the Indiana Jones Temple of Doom out of, and it has to do with the crystal skulls, getting it back, and getting it back to the Mayan tomb where it belongs, and it comes to find out it's a spaceship, and blah blah blah.
A spaceship?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. They put it back, and they thank Indiana Jones. You can tell that they do that. They don't really speak, but they set them on top of these 13, I don't know, corpses, and they have the spinal cord sticking out, and they stick the head on top of them, and they all come to life. And so it ends up being aliens and Decon, hello. Thank you. And so they activate the ship and then they fly the hell out of there. Of course, Indiana and That's where Shia LaBeouf plays his son. It's really well. Anyway, they activate the spaceship and they leave. Well, I know that in real life they say pretty much the same thing, that the skulls need to come together, and that something's supposed to happen. So, you know, I don't
Wait,
know.
I thought Shia LaBeouf's dad was that bald-headed guy.
No, Sean Connery is Indiana Jones's dad. That's my favorite one, by the way. One with Sean Connery in it. I mean, I loved them all. Don't get me wrong. Saw them in the theater, but no.
I mean, in the movie The Transformers.
Okay, honey, that's a different movie, I believe.
We were talking about Temple of Doom. She's doing that shit on purpose. Fuck her. Well, anyway, this is what I came across, and I thought, Art, I did this for you. I figured, hey, he likes this subject. Let's talk a little bit about it tonight. You know,
Yeah, hell yeah.
just a teensy bit. Let's see. There's 13 skulls, one in Paris, one in British, one's in DC at the Smithsonian, and they've all been studied. One's in private hands. Some say the skulls are, especially the one Skull of Doom, is supposed to be a computer. That they have proven that there is some electrical charge, quartz, and if you put pressure on it, it will record.
Oh, wow.
What are you supposed to do? Hit the skull on the top or something? I don't know. There was one guy who said if you believe in past life experiences, he was an Atlantean in his past life, and that he worked in Atlantis, and that he worked with the crystal skulls, and that's kind of fascinating because of what I find out a little later. They believe the Skull of Doom is believed to be over 3,600 years old. I don't see how, because quartz crystal does not have carbon. So how do they know? Who knows?
How they dating it?
Yeah. So if you wet your finger and rub it around the top, it will hum. Really? Well, let's find some interesting facts about. Now, Indiana Jones was based on this guy named Frederick Mitchell Hughes. He is literally the real life Indiana Jones. Well, come find out after he's dead. From what I've found out, he's just a farce. But he believed Atlantis existed and was covered by the Great Flood. And from there, the Mayans came to being. Though he had no proof. But he says he did find a life-size solid crystal skull and named it the Skull of Doom. He would never tell how he got it. He believed it embodied evil. He believed it so much he wanted to hide it, wrap it up, and everything else. Now, he had a daughter that he adopted, and whose name was Anna. She's the one that actually brought the story, not Mitchell Hughes. He is, of course, the one that owned it. He adopted a girl named Anna as his daughter, and she was with him on this expedition. And she's the one that told the story of finding the crystal skull. He never would. He wouldn't talk about it. He really believed it embodied evil. So,
okay, question, real fast. Okay, so in the movie, the skulls are shaped like alien heads, right?
No, they're shaped like human heads, skulls.
I thought they were like
No,
top heavy.
you've never seen the movie.
Well, I mean, it was on, but I really wasn't paying attention to it. So maybe I'm thinking of a different movie then.
Probably.
Because I thought that the heads were like, I don't know, like had bigger tops. Almost like a cone head, but not really.
No, these
Okay.
are skulls.
Okay, so these are actual human skull shapes. Okay.
Yeah. Now, see, you made me break open my Reese sticks.
Well, Greg asked Art a very important question too.
Yes.
Okay. Around the top, will you? I'm sure he will.
Mm-hmm.
He go. Maybe they are alien shaped. No, they're not, because the Skull of Doom is in there. Not all of them are. Which are skulls.
Are those frozen?
Well, anyway, you guys just go on eBay for a low price of $146. Tornado Girl, hello.
Hello.
This is a story that Anna told. She was 16, and they were in the Mayan ruins. And one of the Mayans, or somebody that was there, because there are a couple of Mayan descendants still there, you guys. Well, anyway, I told her, and this was back in, I think it was in the 20s, 26, 27, 28, anywhere between 24 and 28. It was always between 24 and 28. Well, anyway, she said that he said they were excavating or doing what they weren't really excavating. They were just digging up and hoping they'd find something. And so one of them said, if you go on top of that hill, on top of that building, you'll have a better view. So she went up there and she looked down and she saw these rocks. Well, she started moving the rocks and found out like it was a big hole to a cave. So she went and told her dad, and she removed all the rocks. She went and told her dad, had people come down, and they lowered themselves by ropes while she said she was down there, and she said she saw something shiny. So she goes over, and there's a skull. Johnny B, hello. So she picked it up, and she took it to her dad. Well, hence the legend was born. He named it the Skull of Doom. We brought it back. He never really talked about it. And I believe he was English. He was in England. That's where he lived. Well, anyway. And she told that story many, many times. She lived to be exactly 100 years old.
Damn.
And she was still active in her 90s giving lectures.
Wow.
Maybe there is something to that skull. You never know. Well, says he's 16. He went down. But Hedges never said a word about it. Later claimed he discovered the mine. Oh yeah, they're saying not only did he discover that this Mitchell Hedges, not only discovered the skull, he's the one that discovered the Mayans.
Okay.
That's what I said. But he's also the one that said the Mayans were really descendants of the Atlanteans. So
which one came first? The Mayans or the Atlanteans or the Sumerians or the...
Sumerians were actually the oldest ever.
Okay.
Ever.
So what kind of life besides living a long life did, is it Annie?
Yeah, Anna.
Anna, what kind of life did you live, or did it say?
Well, oh, I didn't write that down, but I can tell you, she actually made money off that skull. And that's what she did. That's all she did was about that skull.
Did she have a family or anything?
Mm-mm.
So she lived kind of a lonely life just talking about the skull?
Mm-hmm. And she ended up with a companion later in her life, and he's much younger.
Ooh.
But all he did was travel with her and shit. She would travel. His name is, I can't see it right off the top.
And does it say how big he
Oh,
is?
Bill Homan.
Oh.
Now, when Anna died, Bill Homan inherited it. Does you eating Kit Kat? No, a Reese stick. So that's all her claim to fame. Now they're saying the reason being she came up with a story. Some people believe her, some people don't. Is that she was wanting to come to America. And she had a problem getting that skull through customs to even leave England. So she had to prove it was hers. She came up with a story. Well, the story took off. That's why people think, sometimes. But these skulls, the one in Paris, the one in England, and the one at the Smithsonian, which is the Skull of Doom. No, it was not the Skull of Doom. And the Smithsonian, British and Paris museums have skulls. And then there's the Skull of Doom that's around. Now, they went and tested the ones at the museum. This lady, her last name is Walsh. She works at the museum, and this guy did, and he called her up and said, "Do you know anything about crystal skulls?" She said, "A little bit." Why? He said, "We were mailed this crystal skull, and it just showed up on a doorstep.
Ooh.
And we don't know where it came from or anything. Can you test it?" So it took her. She said, "Yeah." So apparently, she spent 16 years of her life dealing with these skulls. So what she did was she found out that there was some testing done on the ones in Paris and England, but they didn't have the technology they did by the time Walsh came around. And this isn't old. We're talking about early 2000s. So what they did, they put it in some kind of machine. It did something. I forget exactly what it did, but what it does is they give curses. Some say they do. So what it does, this machine, that if there is any imperfection, it doesn't matter what it is, it's going to find it. Well, they did the one on England. Well, they did the Paris one first. And they did find it's very, very fine and minute. But they did find tool marks on that one. So they went and tested the British one. Same thing. They did find tool marks. So the lady went and did the Smithsonian one that they have. And there are tool marks.
So when you say tool marks, do you mean
like sanding and that kind of stuff?
Okay, so it wasn't like they were digging and then a tool hit it when they were digging,
No.
looking for. Okay.
So they tested the Skull of Doom. This guy, Bill Homan, who inherited it, said after what's her face passed away. He had it tested, which is everybody's favorite. Okay. We're talking like sanding and or filing, that kind of stuff. And the Skull of Doom has marks, tool marks, but their tool marks that I saw was up and down and perfectly lined. Okay, it's the skull that has the jaw moves and the jaw of it moves and stuff, but it's all one piece. There is no piece that was added. This is the one, Skull of Doom. So they did find tool marks. So they said, well, it couldn't have been 3,000 years old or whatever. Brandy Magnata, hello. Hi, what's being talked about? Just came in. We're just talking a little bit about the crystal skulls. Now we're going to take questions and stuff. And welcome. Hello.
Hello.
But the thing of it is, that the tools that they're saying, some were 1950s, you know, that the technology or whatever for this process couldn't happen before 1950 and this and that, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, well, that's fine and dandy. I agree. Hey, if it's fake, it's fake. But it's documented that the Skull of Doom was found in the late 20s.
Yeah, so, that's what I don't understand.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. It's one of those. So they said it's fake, you know, and there's. All right, that's fine if they didn't have it till 50s, but, you know, 30 years ago, they knew it was around. They had it. They say the 13 skulls were made by other beings and given to the Atlanteans, then to the Mayans. When they come together again, all knowledge will be revealed. Now, some say the knowledge will help mankind. Others will be like, it'll destroy us. That is pure, nothing can come of it but pure evil. Now, the two skulls that are in the British and the Paris museums was given to them by a gentleman named Boban, Boban. And he's an integral part, a very integral part in answering the questions about the skulls. Are they real or fake? Now, Boban was, he loved Central America, South America. And so he would come over and excavate, and he ended up being an expert in it's not actually Mayan, it's Aztec, these skulls. And he kind of became an expert, and so with all his knowledge and whatever, all the stuff that he had, he went back, I forget which country, and he opened up a little store. Well, he ended up giving the skulls, the one skull to the Paris Museum. The other one, some guy bought it. He bought it off him for $950. And then the guy sold it to the British Museum for $950. He just wanted rid of it. And so the problem is that those, with the British and the with the English and the Paris skulls, the problem is he bought them themselves. He bought him himself. Bought both of them at two different times. But Deonda, hello. Colleen Pope, hello. But what's interesting is I said, okay, so what if he bought them? So yeah, he flipped. He didn't dig them up or nothing like that. But where did they get them?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And there would have to be some authenticity behind them if Like they're in a museum.
Well,
At
they were
least
just
I would
given.
imagine.
They were just given to him, and the thing of it is, all that during that time, it was chic to have one of those crystal skulls. It was it was the thing to have for people with money. You know, they were all into that mysticism and shit. Like I said, there was two ladies that worked on dating these things. I worked on finding out if there was any problems with them. Walsh and then a lady in England named Sachs. And they proved the London skull is not real. The British skull is from Madagascar, not Aztec. And the Smithsonian one was also not Aztec. We found out the skull of June was actually owned by a man named now this is interesting because Hodges, Hedges, Mitchell Hedges, and his daughter Anna is the one that came up with the story. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Well, come to find out, the Skull of Doom was actually owned by a man named Bernie. It was called before that the Bernie Skull. Hedges bought it for $1,400. The skull was tested and it was found to be fake, not Aztec.
So she went around her whole life talking about this fake skull.
And what they think may have happened is that apparently Hedges, people loved him. Women loved him. People loved being around him. He was fun, everything, but he liked to play jokes. So what do you think he did for his daughter's 17th birthday? Because she was 16 when she spotted it. And she just turned 17 like within days. What he did was he bought it.
And then stuck it down her for her to find it.
Stuck it down there for her to find it.
That is so sad. Imagine going like 90 years of your life or 80 years thinking that, you know, you discovered this skull and it could possibly just not even be like real. And you're going to lectures, you're talking about it and everything, and then wow.
Yeah, she truly believed what she said.
Oh, poor her.
But does that really take away from the skull if someone bought it? Because where did they get it from? And if they didn't have the technology to make those two marks until 1950s, and it's already been documented in the late 20s that it exists, what's going on there?
Maybe they just messed up like everyone else usually does. I mean, we've done enough murder mysteries that, you know, a lot of documentation isn't even done properly.
Mm-hmm.
So you never know.
So what do they mean when they say it's fake? That it didn't come back, it didn't come from Aztec time? Or
not only did it not come back from the Aztec, is that they assume, which we all should, that if it was from alien technology, there would be no tool marks.
Yep.
But really,
I mean, you can assume that, but there's no guarantee of that, though. I mean, maybe the tool marks were nothing more than just their footprint on their art they created, you know, or you know, like a barcode or something.
Well, one you can tell was used with a file because it went back and forth, and they shaped it, and then over thousands or however many years, it was actually polished every day on some of them, on a couple of them. But my thing is, does it really take away from the intrinsic value of these skulls?
I would say yeah.
That they bought it, or the fact that there shows very minute. I mean, you have to put them in a machine that really has updated technology
And
to
it couldn't have been
find.
done in the 1920s.
Exactly.
So it had to, and that's when supposedly she found it, right?
Yeah,
But
no, 20. Yeah, it's well documented.
that she found it in the 1920s.
Yeah, late 1920s, anywhere between 24 and 28.
So whoever it was that it's basically the history of it is lost because the man who sold it may or not even be the one who found it. So
Exactly.
yeah, the history on it is lost. It's still a mystery where it came from.
Yeah.
But it's fake.
Yeah, but does it take away from the intrinsic value? There's so much history and story behind these skulls. It's still fascinating. Because let's face it, two of them or three of them are in the museum.
Yeah, I don't understand what they're using to determine that it's fake, other than
There's some kind of machine, I forget what it is. It's in England that they had, and
and it's just fake as to how old it is. Is that what they're saying?
they're saying it's fake. That it's not as old as what they think it is. They think maybe by now, of course, we're in the 2000s, but um, 150 years old. That it's not from the Aztec culture, and they like the one which they said came from Madagascar. But who said they all had to be? Who said they all had to be from one place?
Or from one time period?
That is
Yeah,
true.
that's what I'm saying. Who said it all had to come from Aztec? Of course, they can come from Madagascar. You know, they're quartz. Crystal. You know, um, so why can't it still have its intrinsic value? It's still interesting. It still makes you question.
Extremely interesting.
You know, how can anyone know where they came from? I guess it's the type of crystal. I don't know.
And we don't know what type of crystal it is. I mean, we can pretty much figure out anything nowadays.
All they look. I know they said for the Skull of Doom, a name that's like 6 miles long, and I certainly didn't know how to spell it, so I didn't even write it down.
Right.
But they
No,
did. They
fair.
knew. They know the types of crystal. I mean, just don't ask me. I'm not a professional. I just report shit. Yeah.
Honest, I love it.
The story is the most interesting thing at that point. Yeah, the story is the most interesting thing. And now they're saying that on one of the skulls there was this this paste that was used to sand it down and stuff. And the reason why they use this paste is that when you grind stuff down with it, it gives it a beautiful shine, and it's smooth. And they're saying they used these grinding wheels to do that. Okay. But did they do that in the 20s? I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? I know one thing. I gotta go use the restroom. I'll be right back. It's the meds.
That's very interesting, though.
It really is, because it leaves your mind just wondering, where did this skull come from?
So, as far as you know, these are all man-made. They're not like nothing really special, except for maybe one that they're thinking is from aliens, if I'm to understand that correctly.
That's kind of what it sounds like.
Yes. don't know. I mean, I still want one.
Yeah.
But I want a real one.
That's what I was going to ask Les, too, is she said that it was like the in thing to have one of these crystal skulls. So does that mean that they, during that time frame, were they replicated a lot? Is there like tons of them out there, or?
I'm thinking that they probably were replicated, especially if it was like a big craze back then and everyone of wealth had one. But then again, I mean, if you're pretty wealthy, couldn't you just hire someone to make you one, depending on the crystal? Because I know that Les said that they are supposed to be just one big solid piece of crystal. It's not divided up really. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I got confused on. Was she talking about it was the in thing to buy one of these certain number of them, or if there was, a factory out there like pumping them out for the rich people? Like, I don't know.
I don't know what a Faberge is, even if I said that right. Faberge? Faberge? We're going to call him Fab. What does everyone think in chat? Do you think it was aliens? Do you think it was real? It was fake? Oh, forged. Okay, I get it now. Oh, never mind. Call him the egg dude art. Got it.
Oh, like the Fabergé eggs.
Yes. I want one of those too.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a fake one, but I'd like to have a real one.
Yeah, even if I have to like steal it from museum or something, it's doable,
Just watch enough movies so you can figure it out.
Yeah, I do
Maybe
that a
there's a
lot.
YouTube video for it.
Exactly, yeah.
And if not, you need to create one.
Yes, imagine us going live, showing everyone how we're doing it.
It would be viral. Who's up for museum raid?
I have a question. Who said there had to be 13 skulls?
You said there was 13.
No. What I'm saying is, I'm reporting it, but I mean, who said, who told them there's 13 of them? Nobody knows because they don't know where they're at.
So as far as we know, we only know where 4 are at? 3 or 4?
Well, crystal powdered diamonds because they're very hard. Be an apple.
I love diamonds too. They're beautiful.
Diamonds are a girl's best friend.
Yes.
So I did find out some other shit too. I tell you what, it's just been that past couple of days. It's just been kind of neat.
Okay, I have a question, Les. When you said that it was the it thing to have one of these skulls, do you mean that at that time people were replicating those skulls, or
you can buy
okay,
skulls, but you can tell that they're
Man-made.
man-made, and you can tell they're made in this time and this, and I wouldn't mind having a couple. They got different colored ones, and
okay.
I don't want no huge one. I want a small one.
I like them big.
I bet you do. You like your heads big?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best.
Oh, look for a made in China sticker. Hell yeah.
Exactly.
Taiwan.
So I just have a quick question. Fabergé eggs, are those a special or how do I say it? What makes them special? And are there only a few, or are they constantly making them?
Well, Fabergé, I forget, he made shit. You know, it was high end stuff. Very rich, and you had to be rich to own a Fabergé egg. Even today,
Yes.
even
I know.
today, you have to be rich to get. I don't think I could ever afford one if I sold my house.
Mm-hmm.
You know, um. So, and he also died on the Titanic too. He's another one that died on the Titanic.
Oh, I
Titanic.
didn't know that.
Mhm.
Neither did I. I thought he just died from old age.
No, he died on. He went down with the Titanic.
I wonder if he went down with the Fabergé egg.
He did go down with on one,
He did, huh?
I think. I
Yep.
believe, but yeah, there's more than one.
So, what other important people from that time went down with the Titanic?
That you know of, because that would be awesome.
Astoria from the Waldorf Astoria.
I don't know who
Um,
that is. Elaborate, please. Or
Astoria
explain.
was if I'm not mistaken, he was an investor. And the Waldorf Astoria, it used to be the hotels you had to be rich to get in them. We're talking.
So, he's like the Trump of
Let's put
today,
it this way: the Depression didn't affect them one bit.
right?
Who else went down? Good God, I can't think right offhand. I know there's quite a few, but I can't remember all of them. But I'll look and we'll go over it.
Yeah,
Um,
that'd be
Yes.
interesting.
but one thing that I found, because there are written records of everything that happened. Some stuff, like in the movie Titanic, let's face it, they took poetic license. Um, but Molly Brown did at the end. She did. She went and was yelling, you know, "Hey, there's people drowning. We can save them." And but she was new money. These people are like old money.
I
And
love old money.
the old money, what I thought was interesting was there are written accounts to where all these men, like Fabergé and Astor and all of them, they actually said, no, take my seat. And they chose to stay and go down with the Titanic. And they did it with grace. They did it with, they knew they were doomed and no matter what. And the music that was playing on the deck as people were trying to get off the ship, that is also true.
They have Fabergé pendant necklaces.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to buy one. It's an investment.
For
Oh.
$19.99.
Only 6,100.
What?
Yes.
Fabergé does nothing is cheap with them.
But honestly, when you think about it, that can really be an investment if you take
Oh,
care of it
absolutely.
and if you put it in like a safe deposit box and just within time, I'm assuming that that will be worth something. I like putting my money in things like that. Um, you know,
Well, put your money in me. I'll be worth something one day.
I'll put something else in you. Mm. Okay, let me get back to chat. Thank you for sending that to me, Zombie. I had to look at that. It was beautiful.
When I say, okay, I don't know what they're talking about. They're talking about everything but what we're talking about. I did come across another little interesting tidbit.
Mm-hmm.
How many people, if anybody's listening in chat, how many people have heard of Ed and Lorraine Warren? Raise your hands, put a 1, 2, say fuck you, I don't care. How many people have heard of Ed and Lorraine Warren?
Are they like bank robbers? Were they like drug dealers,
No,
lovers?
I'm just asking if you've heard of them. Strauss, Guggenheim,
I mean, it sounds familiar, but
John Jacob. Vintage gal found at Strauss, Guggenheim, John Jacob Astor from Waldorf.
So the guy from Levi Strauss.
Not me. Hell yeah, yes. Me, yes. Everyone has to. Not everyone has to hear of it. Hear of it.
Everyone's smart that has heard.
Hello.
I got to mute to take care of my dog.
Sydney Slim went, aw. Joe Sanderson hadn't. So Bashful is now leaving. What? There are people who don't know who they are? KFAB Broken, paranormal investigators. They are paranormal investigators.
Very good.
They are paranormal investigators. Now, how many here has heard of the doll Annabelle?
Oh, yeah, that I've heard. Okay.
Well, they're the owners of Annabelle. Well, she's still alive.
Wasn't there a boy version too?
No.
Okay, I'm thinking of something else then.
Unless you butchered their names with your high accent.
Okay.
The Annabelle doll is still there. All right, everyone high. Raise your hands. Okay, I don't do paranormal, so still nope. Yes, she is alive. Mrs. Zombie, I love Annabelle. The son-in-law has Annabelle now. Well, it's still in the museum. Ed and Lorraine Warren burst onto the scene, and they've been involved in a lot of paranormal investigations. Lorraine's clairvoyant, and Ed, I don't know what his gift was. The real Annabelle doll is a Raggedy Ann doll. I'm getting to that. Actually, this has to do more with Ed and Lorraine than it does the Annabelle doll. Well, no, it all intertwines.
How much is it being sold for? I'm just reading the chat. I guess it's being sold
To
a bitch boy.
It's not supposed to be sold at all.
Yeah, because if it's in a museum, is that what you said? Museum?
Yeah, it's in there. It's in the Ed and Lorraine Warren's museum. They're the only ones with museum of the kind of paranormal shit and blah blah blah. And so Ed and Lorraine locked it in a box, and it's not supposed to be touched. The doll is terrifying. Well, listen. Now, Ed and Lorraine way back came, and they've been involved in famous paranormal shit. The Amityville Horror. I think it was the Perron, Perron. You guys look that up. Nate Robbins, hello. Hey, just stop in and say hi. Not sure how long I'll be awake, but want to say hey anyway. Well, thank you for coming in. People are scared of dolls and not aliens. I know. The Perron House, Perron, they were involved with that, so it was probably one of the most. They had just a couple, and they had 5 daughters, and it just got worse. Well, anyway, we can discuss that one night. They've been involved in pretty high-profile cases. Well, this is how they came in possession with the doll. Now, believe it or not, there have been a lot of skeptics against Lorraine and Ed Warren. Nothing that they've ever said or done has ever been proven. But this is how they came across the doll. There was a lady, I think her name, we're just going to call her Denise, because I can't remember her real name.
Okay.
Les, anything Titanic or Amityville I'm obsessed with?
I'm very interested in the Titanic for some reason.
I made Ian interested in that, in the Titanic and the dinosaurs. And anytime anything came in about on TV about Titanic, he was so young. Sassy, Titanic's on. And I'd have to sit there beside him and watch it.
And giraffes, of course.
And
the
giraffes.
boy though you may be thinking of is probably Robert the Dog. Yeah, there it is. Okay, it's a different one. Never mind. Continue.
So anyway, this lady, we'll say her name's Denise. She was she had a roommate. We're gonna call her Colleen because I can't remember the names. Okay. I mean, if you want to talk dolls, Barbie is a freak. not really talking about the doll.
Yeah,
Well,
no.
we are and we're not, because it all involves Ed and Lorraine Warren. And just listen. So Denise was she had a roommate named Colleen, and they were both nursing students. Well, Denise's mom was so proud of her. She was out somewhere and saw this huge Raggedy Ann doll. I mean, this thing's not small, like we would get as kids. Mine wasn't, huge as this. Um, for a doll. I mean, still small, but it's huge for a doll. Well, anyway, so she found this Raggedy Ann doll, thought it was cute, and gave it to her daughter. Oh, thank you, Mommy. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I just love it. So every day before she left, she'd make her bed, and she would put the Raggedy Ann doll on her bed and have it situated with his arms and legs out. Well, Colleen put, it's not me, y'all. What's not you?
Ken cheated on Barbie with me.
So after a few weeks, she started noticing something different. She's like, she would come home and the doll would be in different positions, sitting on the bed. One time she came home and its legs were crossed. And she just thought it was odd. She's like, oh, maybe I'm losing my mind or whatever. Denise says, it feels odd hearing my name in a story. Sorry, honey. And
We love you that much.
Yes. So she just thought, maybe she's losing her mind, this and that. And then she noticed the doll would be moved. She'd come home, she found the doll on the floor. One time, her and her roommate Colleen came home together and found that Raggedy Ann doll on her knees sitting in a chair, straight up. Now, anybody knows anything about the Raggedy Ann doll, there's nothing solid there. She'd fall over.
Nope. Right. She's a rag doll.
She's a rag doll. And so she was sitting straight up on her knees. So they hired a medium slash I don't know what you want to call it. Something like that. A lady that's like that. And she came to the house. And she said, oh, it's just a little girl. What had happened was that the apartment building that the site was built on, this apartment building was built on the site, and it used to be a meadow, and this little girl used to play, and one day she was found dead. So now she roams the halls of these apartments looking for somebody to play with, and she wants to play with Raggedy Ann doll. Is it okay? Well, both Colleen and Denise felt sorry and thought the story was sad and said, all right, not a problem. Well, it got worse. Things got worse. Colleen had a boyfriend. Bish with 2 B's. Hello.
Hello, Bish.
Bish, my girl.
Well, Bashful, are you going pee?
No, I'm here.
Oh.
I was kind of hoping you were.
Oh, was you hearing something? That was a dog drinking water.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I just thought maybe we were taking care of something in the bathroom. We got to hear it.
I know. I was like, oh, Scottish.
Scottish saying hello. Well, y'all, things got worse. Colleen had a boyfriend that this doll just could not stand. One day, all three of them were sitting in the living room watching TV, and they heard this huge boom. Colleen's boyfriend said, I'll go check it out. Went into the bedroom, and the doll was on the floor. So he went to go pick it up to put it back on the bed. The doll attacked him. And he said it was like pushing against a concrete wall. So he couldn't get the thing to move. And his black eyes were just staring into his, had him around the throat, and then he felt this burning sensation on his chest, like something was scratching him, or a knife digging into him. The girls went in, and Colleen turned him over, and there was blood all over his shirt. That was the last straw. I mean, a lot of things were happening. So that was the last straw. So they called Ed and Lorraine Warren. Ed and Lorraine Warren came in, just asked the girls a couple questions. They told them what was happening. Colleen and Denise told Ed and Lorraine what was happening, and they took the doll from her. They said, "We'll take it." And they're like, "Get it out of here." Well, on the way home, Ed and Lorraine set the doll in the back seat. Why? I don't know. Their car kept stalling. Their tires went flat. Radiator went out. Something else went out. And it looked to Ed, I guess, like it was acting up. So finally, after all these things were happening to his car, he finally got smart and reached in and got his holy water, sprinkled the damn thing with it, and everything was fine. And I'm sitting there thinking, why didn't you just do that beforehand? Prevent
Are
it.
the letters, are the messages, are they in the museum with the doll now?
Yeah. They're supposed to be in there in the museum. Well, anyway, yeah, the doll would write on parchment paper, which they had none, and it was just write some shit. Well, no, I don't think so. No, I'm thinking about it. I just took the doll. Well, Ed and Lorraine finally got home, and Ed put it in his office. Flamingo Vlog said hello. We're talking about Ed and Lorraine Warren a little bit, and the Annabelle doll a little bit. So Ed put it in his office. Well, some strange things started happening in Ed and Lorraine's house. And I'm sitting here thinking, really? You didn't expect that? Really? You know this doll possesses this little demon? And you just letting it sit around your house and don't expect anything to happen? Really? To me, that wasn't the smartest move in the world. I would have burned it. So strange things were happening in their house. The doll would be anywhere it wanted to go. You know, it's what this is what they're saying. This is what Ed and Lorraine is saying. So they built a box and put her in there. Now, what people are having a hard time understanding is there is no documentation. There's nothing. Let's say there's anything wrong with this Annabelle doll. Denise's mom had it. Nothing happened to her. Someone just knocked on my door and my opinion stinks, Les. Oh. You're welcome, Joe. So, Ed and Lorraine never there was no documentation of anything. There was no record of these girls in the sky. This is just what Ed and Lorraine has said. And there's no testing, no nothing done on this doll if it's so evil. So nobody really knows. And this is what they're saying with Ed and Lorraine. There's nothing in their museum that they can back up. This one piece Ed said was from the medieval period and this and that, blah blah blah. But the guy looked at it, and they forgot to take the sticker off the back of it.
Oh no!
Made in China. They forgot that shit. You know, there was another piece that Ed said was from a certain time period, and the guy's like, he's crazy. This wasn't even created till, you know, a couple hundred years later, you know. There is, no matter what Ed and Lorraine, wherever they went, they couldn't pinpoint nothing. Now, Lorraine tried to do a seance to help one guy excise a demon from him. He had a seance. She had a seance or something like that. I forget what, some kind of thing. I wouldn't say seance. She had some kind of ritual, whatever. Well, it backfired, and the house ended up catching on fire.
Ooh.
You know, it never did work. And there's no documented proof that they had anything, but they made a living at it. You know, they ended up making a good living. They, at the time, you guys got to figure this a while ago, you know, $5,000 a lecture, and you figure you do like 30 lectures a year. You know what I mean? Just from that alone, not to mention the museum and things like that they sold.
My great grandmother had a doll. So she had a 5-year-old that passed away, and they put her hair in a ponytail and cut her hair, and she saved that. And then my great grandfather had a glass eye. So when he passed away, that was something that she saved. So when my uncle came back from the war, he decided that he had a little spending money. So he thought it was going to be a great idea to make her this doll, have this doll made for her. They had a porcelain doll made, and they put the hair on the doll, and they put the one glass eye, and the other eye just was like, the doll looked like it had one eye open, one eye shut. Weird looking doll. And I hated spending the night because I was only like 4 and 5 years old when I would spend the night with her this time. I hated spending the night because her house didn't have any doors. So you would lay in the bedroom and you could like see her sitting. And she was an old lady. She's a little bit scary looking. I loved her, but she's a little bit scary looking already. And she'd sit there and she would like knit and she would like talk to this doll. And it was the most eerie thing ever. And when she passed away, she had a whole bunch of dolls and things like that. And they had an auction. They auctioned off her stuff. And nobody in the family would bid on that doll. That was the only doll that nobody in the family bid on. And nobody wanted that doll. It was so creepy looking. But
so who has the doll?
Some stranger bought it at the auction.
Oh.
Because nobody in the family wanted it. I have one of her dolls, but yeah, that was the weirdest looking doll. And she made clothes for it from pieces of material that she had taken from the little girl that passed away, clothes. And so it had like this, like a quilted dress on, like patch, different patches all over it from this little girl's clothes. And yeah, it was a strange looking doll.
Damn.
Scary, scary.
Did it ever move?
I never seen anything like that, but it was just her talking to the doll and being that age, It was weird to me to see an adult talking to a doll. That's
right.
And like I said, she was
I've seen adults
probably in her 90s at that time, and she just was a creepy looking old lady, I thought. Sad to say, but she was. She was like.
Well, okay, back to the subject matter. Ed and Lorraine Warren. They've been looked into quite a bit, and what's interesting is about that is no matter if it's real or fake, you gotta give them kudos for making a living at it. But maybe they really did believe in what you know, maybe they made the mystique of the Annabelle doll. Um, you know, if it's possessed, that thing ain't gonna stay in that box all that long. I can tell you that right now. It's gonna want out. It's gonna want to play.
Yep.
You
It's
know,
gonna
so
want blood.
I've never seen a picture of the doll, so I don't know if it was ever like.
it's
I'm sure it was probably photographed at one time, but
oh yeah, you can find pictures of it.
no,
It's a big Raggedy Ann doll.
no. Vintage says she wants a picture of the creepy doll, but
Oh, the creepy doll.
I've never seen pictures of it. But I don't have all the family pictures either.
Oh, I love Annabelle, says Rennie. I want a cigarette too, says Flamingo. Well, Rennie, do you want to come up and talk about the Annabelle doll?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna smoke a cigarette. Get up here, Renee, for a little bit. Because I'm gonna be getting off soon.
You're gonna what?
I'm gonna get off soon.
I bet you are. Not like video conversations.
Mm-hmm.
Scary stories. Well, I asked Rennie if she was going to talk about Annabelle.
That's crazy, though.
Well, yeah, but I thought it was more interesting is the stuff about Ed and Lorraine Warren, and the fact that people just take what they say as at face value when there's nothing there. That's
Is
what I find interesting.
is the video of them moving her to her new box on YouTube?
I don't know.
Miss Twin.
Twin likes
That'd
to
be cool.
then, you know.
I love anything that are, possessed or anything like that. So I get off on that stuff.
Do you think cigarette donation? Oh, thank you, Flamingo. Everybody, give big old claps out for Flamingo. Thank you so much. Thank you for the Dino Bucks.
Yes.
I can't wait to get my permanent place. That way I can set up my dinosaurs. I'm going to have dinosaurs. I don't trust them at all. They give me bad vibes. They always did me too. I love Ed and Lorraine, says Randy.
Oh, I asked if YouTube has videos of them transferring Annabelle to her new box.
Nice. Yeah, I want to do a seance or something,
Oh,
something
no,
crazy.
I won't do it.
I do too.
I've already done the Ouija board. I've already done, everything else, but I'm ready for the big guns. I think I'm ready. Put me in, coach.
No,
Because I've never even done a Ouija board.
don't do it.
Oh, honey. Yeah, don't.
Don't
You
do
seem
it.
very, you seem very pure of the soul. When you're a little rough around the edges, when you're a little rough around the edges like me, it's a little easier to handle.
No, I want to be scared.
Yeah, they claim that, there was nothing with the Perrin family. I don't know about the Enfield, but I do know about the Perrin family. Now, I can tell you guys about the Perrin family.
Tell us.
Yes, I don't remember the name. It was a year ago. Rennie, hello.
Hello, how are we?
We're good.
Hello, Rennie.
Before we go on
Hi.
before we go into the Perrin family, which I find is interesting, Greg's like, it's bedtime, Mark Quan.
I knew it. I knew it.
Art's leaving so they can do a video thing, and he can polish his skull.
He can polish his skull.
Mm-hmm.
So,
make sure you open wide, Greg.
So, Rennie, tell us what you know about the Annabelle doll.
Okay, I know quite a lot about it because I actually did a video on it last Friday the 13th as a special. So I decided why not cover Annabelle. And I've always been completely fascinated with the Annabelle case for years, even before they made the movies about it. But basically, in I think it was 1970, a lady was at a antique store and she saw this Raggedy Ann doll. And she thought that it was really sweet looking, so she decided to purchase it and give it to her daughter. Her daughter was about to go away to college, nursing school. She was studying to become a nurse, and she was leaving the family home and moving into a little apartment with another one of her friends that was doing nursing as well. So her mother bought her the doll as, I guess, a going away present kind of thing, and she really liked it. And she didn't get any weird feelings from it at first at all, and she took it with her. And she didn't name the doll Annabelle. That comes later. So she had this doll, and because it came from her mother, it meant a lot to her, and she would sleep with her, and she'd, cuddle her as, you do a blanket or whatever. And every morning she would make her bed, she would put Annabelle on the bed, and they would go off to college and work and so forth. Over the coming months, things started to happen where Annabelle would no longer sort of be on her bed when they got home. She would be in the kitchen or in the lounge room or in the hallway, and it was starting to freak the two girls out who resided together. So they decided to do a seance because they wanted to figure out what was happening. So the girl who lived with the owner of the doll had a friend who was an alleged psychic. So they brought her in and they did a seance. Then the doll spoke through the board, like through the seance, and she said her name was Annabelle Higgins, and that she was 6 years old and she had died on the property where the apartment complex had been built. And she had put herself into the doll to be recognised. Now, what they failed to realise is that Annabelle Higgins was not Annabelle Higgins. She was a demon that took on the role and the being of a 6-year-old little girl to gain the trust of the girls. So they started making frequent sessions where they would communicate with Annabelle, and they began to, I think, open a portal more so every time they did these seances, because it's never wise to dabble in that. Mm-hmm. And because they were allegedly, and it's all alleged, but this is just the story. When you're dealing with a demon, they can take on anything they want. They can even look like your loved one, but they're not. So over a period of time, Annabelle actually started writing letters, and it would say things like, "Please help me." So they were, feeling really bad and were communicating more. So one afternoon she got home and she noticed Annabelle was sitting on her bed and she was looking bizarre. She just looked odd. Now, this is Raggedy Ann doll, so it's stuffing. It's not a hard doll. It's very soft. Now, she walked over to Annabelle, who was on her bed, and she picked her up, and she had blood seeping out of her. So that is when things started going downhill very badly, and they called in the Warrens. Now, Ed had done some very interesting interviews about the doll and what he'd seen.
Twister, hello.
And it happened that Ed had stated, as well as Lorraine, that they had both seen Annabelle stand up, which is something that just could never be explained, as she is a doll full of stuffing. How can she stand up? So Ed and Lorraine then came into the picture as the girls actually started getting sick, having nightmares. Their friends would come over. They would also become sick. They started having dreams about Annabelle killing them. So it became quite frightening for them. So that's when the demonologists, Ed and Lorraine, came in. Ed and Lorraine knew instantly that they were dealing with a demon, that it was no such child spirit, and they offered to remove the doll. Now, they took the doll and it had an attempted exorcism done on the doll. However, the priest became highly sick and could not go forth with conducting the full exorcism. So therefore, they knew that they had to lock it up. Now, they obviously did spells, and it was done very, very strict guidelines when you take a doll or any kind of haunted object and then lock it up. It's not like they just take it, put it in there and shut it. Like, there's lots of praying, there's lots of sage, there's lots of things, there's priests everywhere, so it's a big thing. Now, a police officer had actually come to the house to talk about a different case, and he happened to see this doll. And he went up and laughed in the doll's face. And Ed had said, "Don't do that. That's not why she isn't, as cute as she looks." And on the way home, he nearly hit a tree and nearly died. Now, about 4 weeks later, the museum was open. Annabelle was now in the glass case, and Ed was talking to someone else about Annabelle, and a gentleman and his girlfriend, I believe they were in their early 20s, decided to go to the museum. They overheard Ed discussing Annabelle and her powers and basically the things that she had done. And the man went up and started screaming at the doll through the glass, "You're bullshit. If you're real, strike me down," basically just making a ludicrous scene. And so Ed stepped away from who he was speaking to and told him to knock it off, and he said it was a load of bullshit, and he was asked to leave. Him and his girlfriend got on the motorcycle, and where the police officer nearly hit the tree, they hit the tree, full impact. He died. His girlfriend was in hospital for 15 months recovering. She still states to this day that the last thing they did was laugh about that doll, and then they hit the tree. Now, Ed believes that both the accidents happened because they both mocked the doll, and the fact that they both happened at the same spot, the same tree, the same turn, very kind of creepy. But Ed passed away. He had a heart attack Lorraine has since continued on, and I mean, she's nearly 90 and she's still doing cases, and she is just such a strong, strong woman. I mean, the things that I believe she's seen, I don't know how she's still standing. She's just incredibly brave. But I've always found the story very interesting and, you know, quite plausible with, you know, actual deaths happening. Yes, it could be a coincidence, but I personally believe it was linked. But that's how Annabelle came to be.
You have a good night, Greg. Thank you for coming in, sweetheart. Well, is there any more documentation or any more happenings than those incidents with the Annabelle doll?
Not really, no. It's not as big as what they made out. Like in the movie, they changed everything up. It's not as severe as they made out. She's not as terrifying, if you will. She's cursed, most definitely, and she's dangerous, but it wasn't like she got up and slit someone's throat or anything like that. There was nothing that was so terrifying. It was just the little things, you know, like the notes and covered in blood, and then all of a sudden, you know, being fine again, and just these little things, people dreaming of her. It wasn't as sadistic as people actually think, but it's still frightening to think about, you know.
Oh, yeah. Well, first of all, I've never seen the movie. I never heard of Annabelle till a year ago.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, it's weird because I had a Raggedy Ann doll as a child, except mine had blonde hair and this one had red hair, so it was a little different. But yeah, it is creepy to think about it.
yeah.
But yeah, it's a pretty cool story, but and I like it because it isn't so horrendous. It isn't so freaky as people think. But
Well, I did see, like I said,
don't
I didn't really
don't
know.
mock her and you'll be fine.
I didn't really know anything about. I never even heard of Annabelle till last year, and then I really don't know anything about it. Actually, I thought it was a Raggedy Ann doll, and then somebody said it was some other doll.
It's a Raggedy Ann doll.
Yeah, it's a Raggedy Ann doll.
Yeah.
You know.
So yeah, but it was bought in an antique store in 1970 by this girl's mother.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, she had good intentions. I don't think she realized the wrath it was going to bring.
Vinny says, Liz, do you think they're legit, the Warrens? I do.
Oh,
I don't know.
I have a lot of respect for the Warrens. But it's hard to believe because, you know, a lot of the things that they have claimed they've seen, a lot of people are going to speculate about it. Of course, it's so hard to believe some of their stories that you just go, yeah, right, bullshit, as if that would happen. But I mean, you got to think about it. You think, you know, about the aliens and things like that. Well, you know, I know that demons exist. I know bad spirits exist. And in this world, nothing surprises me anymore.
No. I believe I'm same here, bad and good.
Mm.
You know, you only hear about the bad. You never hear about the good. Nobody wants to hear good. Nobody wants to hear good.
I know.
My train of thought is losing me. Bashful, you got anything to add?
I'm just curious if it's a possibility that the demon may have left the doll, and that's the reason there's nothing really going on with the doll at this point. That it found a new vessel to attach itself to, and
that is always a possibility. Absolutely. But according to the According to the Warrens, they still feel that the entity is quite safe and secure where it is. And it's only been removed once. And I actually watched the footage of them changing the case, and it was a whole big thing. I mean, there was so many people in there, and they had to do this ritual and blessing and holy water and crosses and Bibles and things had to be said, and it was very, very creepy.
What was the purpose of transferring it?
The case that they originally put her in, they didn't feel was going to be secure enough for long term. So they ended up transporting it to a different holding tank cell, if you will, and then they moved it to a different place. So the whole museum was moved. And I believe that they chose a more fitting case for her to be moved and taken to the new place where the museum is now, because it used to be in their house, but it's no longer in their house. They took it and it's now somewhere else.
God, there's something else I was going to ask. Oh, yes. Who actually has Annabelle? Is it still in the Warren Museum?
Yes, it is in the Warren Museum. It will remain in the Warren Museum forever. It will never, ever be let out of their museum. It's in Monroe, Connecticut, the museum.
So, do you know, because, people hear and say things and we don't know, is there any plans to sell that doll?
No, never. That's something that Lorraine was very specific on in an interview that she gave about it. That doll will never be sold. There is no amount of money that would ever allow. And she was actually asked when she passes on, do the people that are going to run the museum, are they aware of all that? And she said, yes, there are actual contracts, everything that is stated what needs to happen to the museum. Items are not to ever be sold. So, yeah, it will never be sold. Nothing will be sold from that museum.
Oh, that's good.
I think it's good. I think it would cause havoc if they did.
I'd hate for another American to get a made in China object. I mean, come on. When they found made in China, come on now.
Exactly. And Billy,
it doesn't matter what country it comes from. A demon can possess anything if it chooses.
Billy, you are fine. Continue, honey. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, I don't even know what was I saying. I had a blank moment.
That's my fault. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. It's lack of sleep. I'm exhausted. Yeah, no, nothing will ever be sold, and that she's taking care of that because Lorraine doesn't have that much longer left in her life. She's coming to the end of that. She's probably got maybe a decade left, if that. And she is really, I'm really impressed how thorough she's been with wanting to keep the museum the way that she has it. So, and for safety reasons, that's why she set it up the way she did.
Les, what was the item that they said was from China that they were?
I can't remember. I do know that I don't think it was so much the fact that it was the item, it was the fact that it wasn't. There were several items he questioned this guy, and then there was another one who said this didn't come from this time period. This came from this time period. They didn't have this stuff then. That kind of stuff. But
There's always going to be things like that. Always. People are always going to say, well, this, this is made here, or this is, how could this item be possessed? How could this, because some of the things they have are trinkets, like, and you look at them and you think, how the hell can a trinket like that be possessed by anything?
they wouldn't talk about anything being possessed. They have a lot of stuff in there that's used in rituals and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
What is in their museum? Other than just the...
Weird.
Is it just the items that... Go ahead, Brandy.
There is so much different stuff in there, from different hauntings and different possessions that they have dealt with over the years. When they made The Conjuring, they had a wind up. Basically, you wound it up at the bottom. It's a toy, and then you open the top, and it had like this mirror in there, and it would kind of go around in circles, and you could like see the room spinning. And that was basically what they made the Conjuring movie about, was that particular object being haunted. Now, that object is in the Warren Museum because it had a demon attached to it, and yeah, that's how the Conjuring movie came about. So that's another one that they have there, and that's just a little wind-up trinket, and it's one of the most haunted things in their museum.
Is there a lot of information on the internet about their museum?
There is a bit. They don't usually talk too much about each object. They'll give you a basic rundown, but yeah, they each have a very interesting story behind them. But definitely look it up, and it should give you a list of all their things and what they've done and sort of what they've been responsible for in a roundabout way.
Yeah, I think it would be really interesting to learn more about their museum.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. It was I just remember, like, when they had it in their house, even footage, I would watch it and I would just feel sick. I'd get goosebumps. It was not good. It was just a terrible feeling. There's no way I could go in there in person. I think I'd just throw up at the door. Overwhelming evil. It's terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
That is very interesting.
Yeah, it is. I just find it, it's hard to believe things unless you see it for yourself. You're always going to be skeptic about things that you don't see. It's just the way the human mind works, But I don't know, I think because I've researched it so much. And I mean, I was 18 when I started getting into the Warrens. So it was, God, like nearly 20 years ago. I loved them. I just found them
Art, is Billy talking about you?
Yeah.
Yes. And I wanted to, I wanted her to continue, and then I wanted to get, good morning, Robin. I wanted to get Rennie's opinion real quick before she leaves. I know she's extremely tired, but it's just like 3 messages, maybe 4. And I wanted to get your thoughts and your vibes on that, Rennie. I'm thinking that everything that Billy is saying is extremely true. But
let me have a look at what she's saying.
I don't know. And I know Les's wheels are turning because she has something that she wants to say too. I think she's feeling something.
No, I'm not opening up.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah, okay. I see where Billy's coming from, and it's funny that It's quite funny that Billy's actually
Spot on.
saying that, because for the last couple of days I've been actually having these thoughts, just random, sporadic throughout the day, images in my head of you. And I have felt as though you have quite a dark presence attached to you, and I think it is just because you're in a dark place in your own head. You have so many things going on in your mind. You question everything. This is just what I'm picking up from you, and this is what's been going in my head for days. And I actually felt like I needed to start writing some things down, because I'm thinking, why is art over, like, you just in my head, like, constantly the last few days. And so I started just thinking about it. So I sat down I think it was last night, and I'm like, okay, obviously something needs to be said about art. You are in a rut. This is what I feel. You've dug a bit of a hole. You can't get out of it. You're kind of sitting in there. You're like a sitting duck at the moment. You are overthinking everything that comes into your head. You're struggling to make actual decisions. You're kind of like, I want to do this, but you're always having this but after kind of like what you're thinking. You are closing off from people, especially the people that kind of you used to be very close to. You've kind of pulled away from that. You've become a lot more introverted of late. You are finding a lot of temporary peace on Les's chats from your own head, from your own thoughts. That's why you love to come on the Les's chat, because it gives you time away from your own head, your own thoughts, your own demons that you're fighting in there. And I even notice sometimes you try to be happy on a live, but you're not really. You're smiling and you're portraying that you're feeling happy, but you're not at all.
Right.
You're broken. You're trying to figure out how to rebuild yourself to where you want to be. You're feeling alone. You're feeling isolated. You're feeling like you don't know who to trust. You don't know if your gut is telling you the right thing. That's why I say you're questioning everything. But I see that if you're willing to let down your barrier that you've put up, and you've built one hell of a barrier around yourself, and you really don't want anyone to come through that. I think little by little, as you slowly let down barriers just a little bit for people that you feel are genuine, that you feel can benefit you in a positive way, you will start to be able to answer the questions that you have that you can't answer at the moment because you're all over the shop in your own head. You're needing to come back to a place of peace and understanding and self-belief and self-love. It's like you don't love yourself anymore. You see so many flaws and faults with who you are. When we see this amazing, magnificent, beautiful being, but you don't see what we see.
Right.
You need to see what we see. You have this amazing heart, and you have a beaming soul. Your aura is pure, but you have a negative aura trying to attach itself to your good aura. So it's clouding what we can see. I think that negativity will go in time. I don't think it's going to go in a click of a finger. I don't think it's going to miraculously just disappear. It's all about a working process. But you can't do it alone. You are trying to do it alone and get through these things that you're dealing with that we don't know about alone. But you can't. You're one person.
Mm-hmm.
We all need support. We all need people to be genuine, real with us. We need people to be there and genuinely catch us when we fall. You feel like you don't know who can be there to catch you when you fall. You're scared to fall because you're like, who's going to catch me when I do? When I let go of all what I'm feeling, who's going to be there to catch me?
Leslie.
Exactly. Exactly.
Have you had to let go of people?
She took the words right out of my mouth. You really did. You just took the words right out of my. That is why you are here. That is why you come here. This is now your safe place. This is now your happy place. You know Les has your back. You know
yeah.
Les is going to be there. And the relationships that you're building on this platform is going to save you.
I definitely believe that. I just have one more thing. Billy said that I have 3 males that hang around and 1 older female. Do you also feel that too?
I sense there is an older male around you, an older gentleman, and I also see an older woman, but they're not related. That's what that's what I'm actually, and I think when I do the cards at some point for you, that'll probably come out a little bit more as to who they are. But I have been seeing an older gentleman and a much older woman. But I'm not sure who they are yet. I think that will come through when I do the cards. But
okay, I got to say something real quick.
Yeah.
Okay. Twin just said Billy Lala, whoever it is, because she didn't know who you were talking about, and they were telling her that you were talking to Art, and she said Billy Lala, whoever it is, she can't feel from a computer screen, and it gets to me. That's a bunch of bullshit. I'm going to tell you something right there. I have proved myself that it is possible. I have done it. I have done it live. I've done it in private hangouts with like 5-6 other people. I've done it. If Megan was here, she's still grieving the loss of her mother. She would tell you. She was in Thailand. She's in China now. Hit dead on. Described her father. I described the house her father lived in and where he died and where the chair was sitting and where he was facing. I have done that for so many people over a computer screen. So don't tell me it's not possible, because I've done it way too many times. Sorry, Liz, if I upset you for bringing all. No, I'm not upset.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, this is just
I'm just
something
saying
that
I'm just saying what Twin just said. She needs,
and she's entitled to her own opinion. That's what I just typed. She can feel that. That's absolutely fine.
I know she can have her own opinion, but I don't know how many times I've done it on live. So God looks after me. That's right, Robin. God looks after us. So it is possible, Twin. You can't say that she can't feel from a computer screen, because I've done it. If I opened up, I could probably feel everybody in this room.
I have a question for Art.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off before,
No,
honey.
you're fine.
Sorry.
You're fine. No, you was doing good, so I want to let you finish. Are you isolating from a lot of people out of necessity right now?
What do you mean by that, though?
Did you have to let go of a lot of people in your life after you got clean?
Yes. Yes, I did.
Did you let go of the core of your like relationships outside of the internet?
Out of the internet, yes. Pretty much. That's kind of like why when Rennie said, this is kind of like, my safe spot and things like that. I've even said that before. This is an extreme safe place for me. So I think that it's safer for me to be here. But yeah.
But you're typically a very social person.
Oh yes, I'm extremely social. I haven't been, maybe that's kind of why I am a little bit more introverted instead of extroverted, because I'm not really going out anymore, or like have people to go out with. So it's kind of, I can kind of see where that would bring me back in. Plus, with like trusting people and making sure that I can actually trust them. I mean, I've just been kind of burned by so many people, as everyone has in their life once or twice. It's completely normal. It's just how to kind of open up. I just don't really know how to do that. For me, it's like if I get burned once, then it's like it's over, and yeah, I don't really know how to work around that.
It's hard to, on a platform such as this, to find genuine, decent people. Honestly, it is, and it's really shocked me and saddened me how many ungenuine, bullying, self-centered people are on this platform. It makes me sick.
Yeah.
But I know Les will be there for you, just as I will, and just as I know a lot of other people will on this platform for you.
Yes.
There are decent, genuine people. They're just rare.
Extremely rare, yes. So I can completely understand with everything that Billy was saying, and I appreciate it. You're good. It's something that I wanted you to do, Billy, so I appreciate it. And Brittany, I thank you for your input too. I just wanted to kind of get a sense, because I still kind of feel like I made a joke that I'm possessed, but I kind of honestly think that I am. So yeah, I mean, I kind of just wanted to get that.
I do not feel at all that you're possessed. At all.
No.
I don't feel that you have anyone else in control of you except your own head. That's what's getting in the way of you, your own mind. You are having so many dark and negative thoughts that you're confusing that with, okay, someone is possessed me to think like this. Someone's possessed me to act like this. When in fact, it is your own thoughts that are creating you to doubt you. You're doubting yourself.
Well, not only
all the
that,
time.
He's someone who is used to being social outside and having connections with people, face-to-face connections, and because of the situation, he's feeling isolated from that. So that's going to bring you down to a darker place, because you're not being yourself. You can't be yourself because you can't socialize with these same people. So you're not getting that interaction, and it's difficult to isolate yourself and be in a house by yourself and not talk to people that you're used to talking to.
And he can be himself. He has to learn. This is one of the things that I warned him about.
Well, he's going to find a new group of people to be social with and be himself with, because his other group of friends are not going to be safe friends, because they were those his party buddies.
People.
Easier said than done, though. It's going to take time. It's going to take him a long time to build up trust with a new group of people. And I mean, I can already see the absolute sheer terror in his face at the thought of even having to create a new network of people to trust and build relationships with.
Right. Yeah. I definitely can understand that. I'm in the same boat. I mean, having people on the outside to connect with right now is like extremely scary, and I get like not wanting to get burnt by people again. Totally get that. But I also know it affects my mood. Like, and that's why I come on Les's show too, is because I need that interaction with people and to feel like I'm safe to interact with these people, and that, you know, there's really no way for anyone in this area to like burn me. They don't know me, you know, I'm safe. I'm not going to get hurt. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm basically, I guess, the type of person that I give people one chance. That's it. You burn me, you betray me, we're done. And I can be quite, I guess, vicious can be a word that describes me, because when I cut ties, that's it. I cut ties. That there's nothing. There's
See, I
no
wish I
coming
could
back.
be that way. I can't. I forgive you. You're okay. I understand. And I'll make excuses for this person why they did these things. And even to the point where I've made excuses like why it's my fault they done this. And then, you know, in reality, it's not. And I know that in my logical brain. But in order for me to forgive them and to continue having them in my life, I'll do these things where I create fake scenarios where I'm at fault.
Well, I think the reason now I will give someone one chance, that's it, is because in my life, the more chances I've given, the same outcome happens. It doesn't matter if you give them one chance or 5 chances. They will keep doing the same thing. So I've learnt, okay, I'm done. You know, if you're going to backstab or betray or, you know, think that it's acceptable to disrespect me when I haven't disrespected you. Okay, see ya.
Yep, exactly. Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Well,
I guess I've had to build a very tough exterior. Yes, baby. They'll be back soon, sweetie. I don't know, half an hour. It won't be long, darling. Mr. Cute.
Even my coffee maker lets me down.
exactly right. Where did Les go?
I don't know.
I hope she didn't get upset.
No.
Well, I thank you for your input, Rennie and
That's
Billy.
okay.
I greatly appreciate it. It means a lot to me. You know, I need to know what, you know.
Well, sometime this week I'll try to arrange a reading for you, and I can do a reading for you.
Yeah, whenever, you know, I know you're completely busy and I am too, so whenever. It's no big deal, you know.
No, we'll sort it with Les sometime this week whenever she can squeeze us in, and I actually have % on my device. It's just hit 3, so if I cut off, you know why.
Yes, exactly.
I'm going on a dusting spree today, so I'm taking everything around the house and dusting.
Oh, nice. I need to do that.
I'm loving it. Love it. Yeah, all right. Well, I'll go since it's just hit 2%, but I'll pop in chat and say bye to Les. But big hugs to both of you, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for coming to talk about Anna. That was very interesting.
I'm here.
Okay. I'm just popping off because my thing's hit 1%, but I'll be in chat.
Alrighty.
All right. Love you lots.
Same here, hon.
Bye, honey.
Bye, honey.
Bye, Rennie.
Yay. Well, that's good. I wanted to get some feedback and everything. Know
You're
what's
not
going
possessed,
on.
Les. I mean, you're not possessed, are you? You just have a lot going on.
Yes,
Les
yes.
is possessed. Les is a possessed alien.
She is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Raw came and told us all about it. Like, all about it. She leaked all Les's secrets. What'd you say, Les?
Nothing.
What did you say?
I was pissed, not possessed.
Why are you
Oh.
pissed?
Because it kept getting cut off.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, I would love to hear what you have to say.
I'll let you all speak. I'm eating chicken nuggets.
You're eating chicken nuggets.
Yep.
What's a good brand of chicken nuggets? Because I can't find a good brand.
I don't know what brand that is. I just eat them. Tyson.
I don't like Tyson.
I like the dinosaur ones.
I might like the dinosaur ones better. I like kid food for some odd reason.
So do I.
Why?
I used to get in trouble for that, for like ordering a Happy Meal.
This is raging again. I'm not raging.
Trader Joe's solid chicken.
We don't have Trader Joe's.
I don't either. In Nashville. I don't know if there's even one in Nashville.
Well, there's Billy Lala. Okay. Billy, you kind of want to tell the story of the Perone family a little bit, or you want me to? This year?
Who?
Billy Lala.
Billy Lala.
Yeah.
I need to be in bed. I have some reading in the morning, but what anger are you having, twin? Go for it. Now, Billy, correct me if I'm wrong on this story because it's been a long time. Okay. There was this farmhouse. I guess people still go by there today. I think it's one of the most haunted. I don't want to say haunted, but yeah. Although nothing's been proven, as I'm sending you a Aussie chocolate bear with your Vegemite, a gift for your granddaughter.
Oh, that's sweet.
Thank you. That's so sweet.
Okay, where's this at? What state? Where's this at?
I asked what's making you angry, twin. Billy, I don't remember the state on this. It's been a long time. A really long time. But apparently, if I'm not mistaken, the Perones, is this the one, Billy, the Perone family? Is this the one that has the 5 girls? Oh, I'm not giving Vegemite to the guy. Although Nina would probably like it. And the boys.
Do it like Fear Factor style. Like, get a whole bunch of stuff thrown to taste.
Yeah. They had 5 daughters. And we moved into this farmhouse. And people still go by there. I guess the Perones did eventually move. You can see the interviews with the older daughters. Or with the daughters. I think the mom's name was Susan or Sarah or something like that, is in Rhode Island. That's right.
In Rhode Island, okay.
And what had happened was they moved into this house, and the owners that sold it to them said, for your family's safety, turn your lights on. And of course, they didn't heed no warnings. Well, there started to be activity in the house. Now, mind you, there are 5 daughters. Okay. And they brought somebody in, or no, those daughters would play with these ghosts. One was an older lady, the other one was a boy. I think the boy hung himself or something, or he was hung, or somehow he was killed, of course. And I forget about the old lady. Well, the mom and dad, they just let things go on. And apparently their mother was very beautiful. So, as was what I'm about ready to tell you. So the owners told them to keep their lights on. So they're playing with these ghosts. They're friendly ghosts. Carolyn. Mother's name is Carolyn. And then one day, a couple of these evil ghosts came up and really started messing with the family. Now, when this started happening, they found out the history. Although, this is what people said the history was, but there was never any records of anything they claimed happened there. There's no records of it whatsoever. It started with bad smells, like rotting shit. Yeah. These evil ones started going to the house, and they could smell them at night. And one of them, didn't matter if you were in the bed or not, if he felt like tossing your bed, he was tossing it. And the girls would, on the floor. Edna, hello. I'm not your...
I'm going to have a cigarette.
Edna Barris, I understand that I'm not your friend. I'll unsub, made myself out. It's nice being on here. Well, I'm sorry, but Edna, you didn't do anything wrong. Where is this coming from? You don't need to leave.
Was it me?
Where is this coming from? Out of the blue.
Oh, probably because she said something to you like 8 minutes ago. She said, "Hey, Les," 8 minutes ago, and you may have not seen her.
I probably didn't see you.
Like I said, yeah.
Hello. Yeah. I honestly didn't see you. I was cooking chicken nuggets, and I started on a story. If you notice, my head is down a lot, and I'm sitting here trying to eat. I'm sorry.
I think he was trying to block out energy, too.
Huh?
So it looked like you were trying to block out energy, too.
No. I'm tired, but... Anywho. So this entity, like I said, would knock over beds. Didn't matter if anybody was in it. They felt like it. And then it got worse. And worse. Well, I don't know where they found out the information was, but I guess many years ago, there was a husband and wife that lived there. And the wife was very beautiful. Very beautiful. and she had a baby boy. But the baby one day was found dead. He had like a hole or so, or a hole drilled in the back of their head or something, or a cut. And until the story of the woman who wrapped her newborns, like 8 of them. And she said it's sick, but it lasted for like 6 years. Jeezy cow. Well, anyway, the woman was beautiful way back. She loved that house. She was a beautiful woman. She had a baby. Baby was found dead. It had a cut or a hole in the back of its head. Well, anyway, she went to trial, and she was found not guilty, which really pissed people off because they swore that she also had it is believed she had 3 more children, but there's no records of them because they swore she would have babies and sacrifice them so she can stay young and keep her looks. Well, over time, because of all this, it bothers her so much that she ended up looking worn and haggard. And she ended up losing her looks and became a bitter old woman. So bitter that she manifested even more hatred, more evil. So when she died a woman who was totally pissed beyond belief. But she now haunts that house. And so when Carolyn came by with her 5 daughters, she was jealous of Carolyn. She wanted Carolyn's husband. Carolyn's husband never experienced anything bad. But Carolyn went through hell. Physical, you name it. Emotional, trauma. I mean, she had bruises and shit. Well, the girls, as you know, they grew up. And they all said, fuck this, I'm out of here. And I think it's the oldest daughter that actually talks the most. And she will only say so much. But she said the things that went on in that house were so terrible. And there were 5 girls in that house. And she said this was not a regular ghost. This was a demon. And she said, now remember, there are 5 little girls living in this house. She couldn't say the words. She was telling you, there are 5 little girls living in this house. Imagine. And that's what went on. But there was no record of any boy hanging from a tree. There was no record of anything happening literally on that property. What had happened was there was several things that happened around town, and they think it all just collected in that one house. But I don't know where in Rhode Island. Harrisville. Why does that sound familiar? Now, the Warrens went there. And the only thing Lorraine said was that
why was she so angry?
Because she was ostracized and shit like that.
Okay.
And that people made these rumors up. Well, come to find out that was true. She really did kill her son. But don't think it was on that property. Now, Lorraine Warren went, and they didn't really do anything for the parents. She said that is a demonic entity. And that was the only thing she told them. They did nothing to help them. Nothing. They were only there for a brief moment. But the Warrens will tell you they helped them, that they saved their lives and stuff. It had nothing to do with them. Well, that's right. They don't have proof that she did do it. But think about it. I don't know how she got off. I really don't know.
Well, babies die, especially back then. Like, babies die from SID a lot.
The baby had a hole in his head.
Oh, I forgot you said that.
Mm-hmm. So,
what if there was a demon there that possessed her?
Could very well be. PJ, hello.
Hello, PJ.
She had one son who lived till adult. You had the baby that had who was a baby she was looking after. And saying they said it was her baby. And it was believed she had 3 more, but who knows? That is a story behind it all. But the point is, Warrens did nothing for him. Hazel-eyed Vixen, hello.
Hello, Hazel-eyed. So many strange occurrences.
Look, I asked you if you wanted to tell a story. Billy, I'm just telling you what I know. It's been a long time, but some of the stuff I remember. There's just so many things like that. And some will possess the actual land, some will possess the people. They just like to follow people around. Yeah, the prone dad actually knocked Ed out. But I don't remember why. I forgot about that. It's been a long time. Apparently, this entity loved the dad of the family. Wouldn't do nothing bad to him. But the mom, oh my God. I don't know. Did the mom and dad eventually move? I know the girls, and they do talk about it, but mostly it's the oldest one. And she won't go into super detail on some stuff. Maybe Billy will tell us in a minute why. I know there's a couple people wanting to deck Ed. There was a couple people who wanted to deck Ed. Lisa Brousseau, hello. So what time is it there? Just curious, the time difference, and what time do you usually start your video chats? It is 3:30 in the morning. I usually start at midnight my time, Eastern Standard Time. I love the house. I lived here for 10, 15 years while it was happening. Who did Ed Lorraine Warren help? Now, this was an old case, and they said they helped this family, but they didn't. They didn't do anything for them. So, do you know who was doing a live stream today using a Ouija board?
Who?
Tammy Sully. Oh yeah, they showed up without being asked. Ed and Lorraine Warren, and started a séance, which the mother got thrown across the room and knocked out.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. So the prom dad, Roger, decked Ed and kicked them all out. Apparently, she conjured up some because knocked the mama out. Some people believe Ed and Lorraine Warren. I don't know. With me, the jury's still out.
And didn't Rennie say they were involved with the Amity house?
Mm-hmm.
I have to look into that.
Yes. It has seance there too. It's like the only thing they know how to do is seances.
Amity house is always.
Hmm?
I said Amity house has always like really interested me.
Well, some people say nothing happens there, but I felt nothing but evil.
You went to Amity house?
No.
Oh, okay. But when you're doing like studying it or whatever, you feel the evil from it.
When I tried to tap in,
Right.
I couldn't get. It wouldn't let me. It wouldn't let me pass the yard to get inside. And then I said, "Fuck it." One daughter wrote a book called House of Dark, House of Light, and it's about the true story. Yeah, that's the oldest one.
So how many other weird things like Amityville have you tried to tap into, Les?
Well, it kept trying to take me to a place on the property. I don't know if it's on their property or if it was a neighbor's property. I don't know. It wanted to take me somewhere outside. It would not let me in the house, and I didn't try that hard. I ain't going there. That's what I thought too, Les. I wanted to believe in them until she was on Ghost Adventures with that Baggins dude. Well, just because he's fake doesn't mean she is. But some people have no problems. Just like the neighbor said, "Hey, you're not saying anything weird." Well, of course not. You don't live there. Gnome, hello. I'm honestly telling you, you look like Old Man Rick from Pawn Stars.
No, she doesn't.
Well, I appreciate that. But Rick wasn't the old man.
I low-key had a crush on Rick.
There we go.
His sexy bald head.
He shaves it that way. Did you know that?
I'm not surprised, no.
Yeah, he shaves it that way. I don't blame him. Well, anyway, everyone who has lived in Amity House The Lutz haven't had anything paranormal happen. Who, Rick? No, he's divorced, and I think he's remarried.
Yeah, he probably remarried some young thing. Divorced his wife after he got famous and married some young thing.
You also wear a fedora. Yeah, probably, yeah. The Amityville house, like I said, some feel, some don't. I told Lisa, I said, there's pretty pure evil around that area.
Maybe there's people that are living in it now just aren't open to it, so they don't see things. And maybe you had to be someone who, excuse me, could be open to it to experience the.
Well, I know that since the Lutz had it, I didn't think anybody else lived in it. Guys, it's okay. I didn't think anybody else lived in it. I know the Lutz say they had problems. But I think with the original killings, I really think it was the brother. I think the sister was in on it too. They do. People live in there now. I thought it was empty. Okay. Ever watch Sherlock Gnomes? No. Hazel Eyes said, Erica said, oh, I didn't know they made it YouTube official. Boo. But that is something you should do. I was trying to figure out how to send you a message on here. Oh, Scottish, you know what to do. You can't. All right, you can't ban people just because you don't like what they say. They're allowed to say it. I took care. I removed the comment. It was off, or I thought this subject was off, or I would give my two feelings on it. What, the Amityville house? I never said it was off. We've talked about it before. Came out that George was into the cult and Satanism. Yeah, but was he into it before or after he moved into the house?
That's a good question. Have you?
That's actually where all that stuff comes from. Before. What?
Have you listened to the Nicholas Cruz interrogation?
What's up? Nicholas Cruz for what?
He's the Parkland school shooter. They just released his interrogation videos.
What?
Huh?
Did what?
They've just released his interrogation video.
Before that. Who is Nicholas Cruz?
The kid that shot up the school, Parkland School.
Okay, I did not know.
Yeah.
The names. Said he had heaps of books on it. Damn. Well, what was interesting about it?
I was just curious. I wanted to know if you had watched it, what your opinion on if he was faking or if he was really experiencing some kind of mental breakdown.
I don't know. I never even knew his name. Never even knew his name. That is sad. The younger son, he had heaps of books on it. What, his dad wrote books or he had journals? I'm curious. Didn't his wife die? I know they got divorced, but didn't his wife die? The Lutz? I think they got divorced, but I think they're still friends. I did Bashful. It was pretty insane. I'm not sure if he's truly hallucinating or possibly borderline personality disorder. No, on the occult insane. Oh, okay.
See, I couldn't figure that out either, PJ. I don't know. I don't know if he was just faking it or if there's really something going on there.
Why don't you investigate that and find out?
Yes.
Well, I did. I listened to all 10 hours of it.
Damn.
And that's all you got to say on 10 hours?
Ooh.
Damn
Come on,
headphones.
Rashford. Give me something here.
I didn't hear what you said. My headphones, I moved my table. My headphones went out.
Oh.
What did you say?
I said you listened 10 hours of it and that's all you got?
I don't know.
Well, tell us about it. I know nothing about it.
Okay, so I don't know what he grabbed. He grabbed something off when the police detective left him in the room by himself, he grabbed something off the floor and he was like scratching at his arm. And then the police detective came back in and asked him the question, like, when was the last time he did any self-harm? And he said, earlier today. And the detective asked him when. He said, when I was out fishing. And the detective said, well, what'd you do? And he showed him his arm. And the scratches that he was showing him was what he had just done. So that's what makes me think that maybe it was a put on. And then he was sitting there and he was just like, he kept telling the detective that he heard voices, or he heard a voice in his head, and that it was someone that was his age, and he didn't recognize the voice, but he had been hearing it for a long time, and this voice was telling him to hurt people and stuff like that. And then if he didn't hurt people, that it was telling him that to hurt himself, so he would hurt himself. But so most people that are cutters, they have scars from it where they've done that to themselves. Mm-hmm. And he didn't like show the officer like, this is where, I cut myself 3 months ago and here's all my scars from then or anything like that. He was showing these scratches on his arm that he'd done while he was sitting in the interrogation room. And then every time the officer would go out, he would he'd pick this thing back up. I don't know what it was he was scratching on himself with, but he was doing it in the interrogation room. And he kept saying, hurt yourself, kill yourself, things like that. So, but the way he was like looking around the room, and I don't know, it just looked really staged. It just didn't look authentic to me. But that's the reason I was going to ask someone else, because I don't know.
He's not getting off easy if they decide he's unfit for trial. And then says, I have a kid in our school who wears a trench coat every day. How old is he, hon? Is everything okay?
Wow.
There we go.
Thank you.
It's
about damn time. Zeus, I've been waiting for your ass. Where have you been?
It wasn't Zeus.
No, I know, but I was waiting for Zeus. Is everything okay? Fucking Les.
Prison psychology would be interesting.
But I think I'm going to end this for tonight. We're almost at 4 o'clock. Believe it or not, we all thought I was concentrating. I was actually fighting falling asleep.
Well, thank you for having me on again.
Bullshit, exactly, Billy. All right, I'm going to go ahead and end this. Y'all have a good night. Thank you for coming on, my guest, Rennie. It made it very, very interesting. Thank you, everybody, for coming to the room. Thank you, Art. Thank you, Bashful.
Y'all have a good night. Bye.
Good night.
I'll try to be back Thursday.
You got it. See you then, honey.
All right, night, everybody.